Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the M-E-T-S Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets! Oh, they're hollering and cheering and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets! All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball club, the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell! Give 'em a hand! And let 'em know you're rooting in the stand. Come on and meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the M-E-T-S Mets of New York.
What's up, Mets fans? Welcome back to another Mets Watch Party Live right here on the channel. Hopefully everybody is enjoying their Sunday and ready for some Mets baseball on the channel, on TV, and instant reactions from myself and you guys in the chat right now. So make sure you hit on that like button, guys, so more people can come into the stream that want to find this stream, what type of content they are looking for. And hopefully we get a ton of people in here today on this Sunday. In where I'm at in North Carolina is a little bit of a rainy day, but that's okay, because in PNC they're playing, and that's what we are going to do today is watch some Mets baseball. They got a nice victory yesterday, a 5-2 victory from guys like Jose Iglesias, guys like Luis Torrens. And guess what, guys? We got a victory where we split the 2 games of the series so far. We got 2 more to play, as we all know. And the Mets are going to have Sean Manaea on the mound today. And Manaea has pitched well. His last outing went 7 innings. What we needed from him, we needed him to get a little bit deeper into ball games. He's done that. Let's see if he can do that again against a Pirates team that can score runs. We've seen it. They can score runs. They can hit. They do hit a lot of home runs. And we got to limit the damage. That's what we got to do. So the bullpen is getting a little bit better. The bullpen is looking like it's rounding up into place with Diaz coming back. He got the save yesterday, and you saw Diaz throwing the ball with anger yesterday. So he was pissed. He clearly was pissed off about the suspension. And again, did he do it? Did not do it? Did he do it? Who knows, right? But the fact that he pitched with anger yesterday tells me that maybe it was just the wax, the rosin, the sweat, and it wasn't really sticky stuff. Because I don't see players come back from a suspension because of that and act the way Diaz did after he finished the game and got the save. He looked angry. You know, usually he's smiling after a victory, you know, pump his chest. That was an angry scream, an angry yell from him, pounding his chest in anger. He was pissed off. And you know what? Give me a pissed off Diaz every single day. So the bullpen is coming back into form a little bit. That's a good sign. And let's hope that it can continue, because we need this bullpen to do better, right? If this bullpen gets a little bit better, they don't have to be great. If they get a little bit better, a little bit more consistency, the starting pitching has held up. The offense is still putting up a good amount of runs. This team can get better. That's the fun thing. That is the important thing to understand. This team can get better, ladies and gentlemen, with just a little bit of a tweak, a little bit more bullpen consistency, starting pitchers still doing what they're doing, and the offense, who's scoring just over 6 runs per ball game, they've still been doing that, and that's with certain guys not hitting in the lineup still. And that's the important thing, and that's why it's so much fun right now. Because we lost 3 in a row. We lost a couple of games we should have won. Boo-hoo, right? Cry me a river, right? We're a game under 500. Get back to 500 and win today, and you go into tomorrow's getaway day against the Pirates, and you can take 3 out of 4. And if you go 6-3, excuse me, it would be 4. Let's see, 4 and I can't do the math right now. It would be 5-3. Excuse me, 5-3 for the road trip, and I think we'll be okay with that. That's a pretty good road trip. Again, you want to be at the very least 500 on the road. Anything better than that is where you need to be. So a 5-3 road trip. Yes, it's against the Nationals and the Pirates. Everybody probably wanted 6-2, but 5-3 gets you right around the 500 mark, and that's where you need to be. And you come back home, and then you take care of business at home. That's what the Mets got to do. So the game's about to start any minute. As you guys know, I'm going to try game day today. So I'm going to put it up, and we're going to try game day here. Let's hope it works, and it doesn't completely crap out on me again. We're going to try it. I zoomed in on it, so we have at least the score and the bases and the outs and all that fun stuff. So once the game starts, you'll get what you need to get. And as you see, it just changed the top of the first, and it'll have everything you need. Once we get started, I just want to make sure that we are in good shape. All right, good. All right, so we're going to keep the score up there. Whatever it needs to do with whatever it needs, we got it going. And hopefully it doesn't freeze up like it usually does, and it doesn't cut me off. So that's what we don't want. So right now, guys, the game's about to start. They're going over the starting lineup. Obviously, I'll have the audio for you as soon as they start getting going. Lindor's coming to the plate right now, and we'll be ready to go to watch some Mets baseball and listen to some Mets baseball. So make sure you hit on that like button, guys, and let's root on our boys in the orange and blue with the gray unis on the road. So here we go, guys. The game's about to start. Listen up and enjoy.
Not giving up a home run on that sinker, but 1 of 4 hurlers. Mets faced him in relief earlier this year. He had 3 runs against him and an inning and 2/3. He's been used as a bulk reliever several occasions. Essentially, a starter doesn't start behind an opener. Only made 1 start. That was June 26th when he pitched a terrific game against the Reds. Francisco Lindor leads off. Ortiz's first pitch is a fastball for a strike. No, it's a ball, and we're underway. We got a different umpire behind the plate today. Yesterday, John Talkin drew a lot of wrath from the Pirates dugout. Derek Shelton even got ejected in the 8th inning for a call that he did not make properly. Now, I noted early, like I always do, I watched the umpires, because that's a habit I have from playing, that I stated that he was a pitcher's umpire. Anything close, the pitcher was going to get the call. Umpire's scorecard had Talkin missing 12 pitches yesterday. This could change up by Ortiz and it's 22 to Lindor. You got Nick Marley, a young umpire, behind the plate today. So Talkin made 2 calls that were the last one against Sawinski with the bases loaded. That should have been ball 4, the last one, and that just got Derek Shelton thrown out of the ball game. Would have forced in a run, would have set the stage for a big comeback for the Pirates, but it was not to be. Garrett then struck out Sawinski. Lindor pops one up to left field, and Ryan Reynolds has plenty of room. That's the first down. Defense, Chevrolet defense for the Pirates. Connor Joe always plays first base when there is a left-hander. Joey Clark getting the start behind the plate. Trio getting a start at shortstop. And out in the outfield, Olivares gets the start. This is 41st start out in right. Cruz sitting against the lefty today after homering against the lefty yesterday. Brandon Nimmo, 3 hits yesterday. And he takes a fastball for a strike from Ortiz. Should make a note. Triolo really has played mainly third base and second base for this team. It's only his 5th start at shortstop. He was the regular second baseman early in the year, but he hasn't hit. He's lost playing time. Fastball taken high by Nimmo. Brandon over the last 27 games has a 960 OPS. All-Star reserves will be announced later today, and the Mets are certainly hoping that Nimmo's name will be called for the first time. As one foul, and it's 1-2. Nimmo top 10 in the league in on-base percentage, and in walks and in runs scored. He's caught fire. Luis Ortiz, 25 years old. Last year made 15 starts for the Pirates, but he has pitched much better for them this year. His walks are down, his strikeouts are up. He's not a big strikeout pitcher. He averages 7.7 strikeouts per 9. But last year, 5 walks per 9 innings. This year, 2.9. So that's a big improvement. Working mostly out of the bullpen. 1-2 to Nimmo with J.D. Martinez on deck. And Brandon takes a fastball for strike 3 called.
All right, not so good.
Good pitch right there. Good fastball with 2 strikes. Tip your hat right there. He has his first strikeout, 2 out and nobody on. And then J.D. Martinez, been a struggle for J.D. the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think Garrett's kind of
for 7 in this series.
Not an option today for sure. He threw a lot of pitches yesterday.
Takes a slider for a strike, 0-1. J.D. is the only Met who has more than 1 at bat against Ortiz. Just a sprinkling of at-bats for the Mets. And so, in the firm look at this right-hander for the first time. And another slider. That one caught the outside corner, and it's 0-2. Pirates starting pitching has been their strength with Paul Skeens and Mitch Keller, who we'll see tomorrow. Jared Jones is hurt right now. Swing and a miss. Miles an hour. Strikes out Nimmo and Martinez back.
All right, so 1-2-3 inning for the Mets against Ortiz, and Manaea's coming up to the plate and ready to go to start the bottom of the first. So there's no score. 1-2-3 inning for the Mets. Once again, guys, don't forget to please hit on that like button. You know the deal with the likes. The more likes we get during a live stream, the more it gets at the top of the list for people who are looking at this type of content. And we get more people in here. The more people, the more fun, obviously. So make sure you hit on that like button, whatever you might be doing on your phone, on your laptop, on a computer, wherever you might be. So make sure you hit on that like button. So as of right now, I know I'm freezing a tad, but game day seemed to be working a little bit. And that's what we're going to keep on going for. So if not, if it doesn't work, well, we'll just have to deal with it, right? That's just how it goes. All right. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so again, Garrett, everybody talking to comment about Garrett. I'm assuming Nunez will be available, Hauser will be available. We'll be okay with that. Probably, I would think Ottavino, but who knows? Yeah, easy. I agree. They did have a small village left on base yesterday. Well, easy. I've been saying that for a while about Pete Alonso. Like, he leaves a ton of men on base, and a lot of his home runs are solo home runs. I know he has a ton of RBIs at the end of the year, but we tend to not pay attention to what he does with runners on. Right? I don't expect you to hit a home run every time people are on base, but you gotta drive him in. Man, you gotta drive him in. Yeah, Matt Gage trade to the Mets, cash considerations. So he went right to AAA Syracuse. So look, it's pitching depth, and we're gonna need the pitching depth. So that's the important thing. All right, guys. So here we go. Bottom of the first, no score.
Going well, and I really feel that he works well with Francisco Alvarez. I think it keeps him focused and prods him. Tanner McCutcheon takes first pitch slider for a strike. Well, the numbers bear that out. Manaea's ERA with Alvarez on the mound is 1.56 this year. With anybody else, it's 5.36. So that's a huge difference. That sweeper misses inside. McCutcheon held the swing. It's 1-1. McCutcheon went 0 for 4 yesterday and did not look good doing it. No. Strikeouts in a double play ground at the end of the game. No, he's been struggling, but he's 37 now and might be heading for the last roundup. Over the last 14 games, McCutcheon is 7 for 51. That's a 137 clip. He plays all the time against lefties, and he's hitting just 185 against lefties. And Maniac, the inside corner with that cutter, and it's 2-2. 185, 2 base hits, just 2 doubles and 3 home runs, so not doing a lot of damage. Brian Reynolds on deck, then Connor Joe against Minaya. And McCutcheon takes fastball upstairs, 3-2. See the splits on McCutcheon, who sat against the right-hander in the first game of the series. Severino pitched the last 2 days. McCutcheon, 11 years ago, he was the National League MVP. 3-2 coming, and he walked him. Goes to the backstop, and McCutcheon will go to first base.
Yeah.
In your city, Metropolitan defense, Vientos back in the lineup. Iglesias, got to find a place for him to play. You got to get him in the lineup. If you're not, he's a great defense at second. McNeil, the great utility player that he is, allows McNeil to also get reps and be out in left field. Bader's sitting because his neck is still bothering him a little bit. Here's Brian Reynolds. Bader slammed into the wall in center field in Washington. Sat out a couple, played the last 2, but still getting treatment on that neck, so they're being cautious with him. Reynolds 6 for 8 in this series, including a couple of home runs in the first game. He lines one toward the middle.
Oh, that's going to be a double play.
The lead pass to Lindor first.
That was a dangerous flip, but he got it.
Lindor for the 4-6-3 double play. Well, a little flare on that one, and Lindor likes to work with him. But this, get it to him. I don't like this play. No, look at he has to get it on the run. Give him a shovel pass right to his belt before he gets to the bag and let him. And it looks great, but it's a lot of margin for him. Sorry. Connor Joe bats with 2 out of nobody on. It's okay. You're allowed to rain on the parade. I mean, they're going to make that play either way, 99 out of 100 times. But it's an entertainment business. It's fine. Just making a point. Mets are playing their 7th game on this road trip. That's their 10th double play turn. And by the way, here, stay off my lawn. There are some clouds in the sky. Would you like to yell at them? Bringing out to Connor Joe, and that's on the outside corner. Joe dropped his bat, thought he had ball 4, but he did not. Clouds, Keith. Go ahead. Be as loud as you want. Oh, well, look at that skyline. Look at that beautiful sky.
Come on, Sam. Let's go.
First time this year, he's walked the leadoff batter in the first inning. Well, he raced quickly, but now he's behind the 3-hitter, 3-1. And he issues another walk.
Another walk.
Walks have been an issue for Minaya off and on, particularly early in games. Against the Yankees, when he walked the bases loaded.
Oh, these walks continue, guys.
Better than walks. We had the 5-walk game against the Yankees here at 5 innings. Here's Nick Gonzalez, 1 for 8 in this series, hitting cleanup today. And he takes one outside. So Minaya having trouble locating early on. That was the first pitch.
It's a little off.
Badly.
That fastball doesn't seem to be locating it very well right now.
Connor Joe, not a big base stealer, only 2 this year. And Gonzalez losing the bat, trying to attack that fastball, and it's 1-1. A little better grip. Here, try this. Bucks wearing their traditional uniform. But when I was a kid growing up, they had the sleeveless uniforms. And the Reds had them for a while when I was a kid. And the Cleveland Indians had them. Reds went to them because Ted Kluszewski couldn't fit in the sleeves. Right. Arms were so big.
A half swing by Gonzalez, and he went around and it was 1-2.
He did go around. He went around on that.
Call.
I don't know about that.
Gonzalez, former Pirates first-round draft pick out of New Mexico State. He was the 7th overall pick in the pandemic draft in 2020. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good try by Mania there. That's that high fastball that he's been working on. He's been using, I should say, working on. That just missed. I'll give credit to Gonzalez laying off.
Brian Hayes hitting 5th in the order. He would be next. Fastball away at 95, and it's 3-2. So that's 4 batters for Mania. The third of the 4 that he's gone to a 3-ball count. Joe gets set to run. Alonso will continue to hold him on, leaving that right side hole open. And Gonzalez pops one up into shallow center. Coming on his demo call. Brandon's got it.
Alrighty, so that ends the inning. And no damage done for the Mets. Showman and I walked a couple, but got out of the inning, and that's what you want them to do at the moment. So game day is kind of working. It's kind of not working, but what are we going to do? I don't want to freeze up and get knocked out. That's just not good. Just give me a second, guys. I just want to make sure. Wow, that was some bright-ass lightning. I don't know if you guys seen that in the stream right now, but there's some bright lightning. Kind of caught me, and I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder too, but it's really coming. It's gonna start going crazy in about 5 minutes. I'll tell you that much. Let me see. Go back to the score just to have an idea of it every now and then. Want to make sure we get everything going. There we go. All right, guys. So no score after the 1 inning. Well, yeah, absolutely. Our pin needs help. We all know that. But again, just because we need bullpen help doesn't mean teams are going to trade him to you or are going to trade right now. Yeet, I'm not near the ballpark at all. Pittsburgh, North Carolina, not that close. All right. There we go. All right, guys. So we're going to the top of the second. No score at the moment. All right, Alonso coming up to lead off the inning.
Pete Alonso leads off the second inning for New York against Luis Ortiz. He takes first pitch slider for a strike. It's 2 for 7 of this series. 18 home runs, also 21 doubles, which is as many doubles as he had all of last season. Leads in the top 10 in the league in both home runs and doubles this year.
He had a double in the first game off of Steens, a laser beam to right center field.
So as a result, 39 extra base hits, which is also top 10 in the league. Fastball runs inside from Ortiz, and it's 2-1. Francisco Alvarez on deck, and then DJ Stewart in the second after Ortiz out the side in order in the first with a couple of strikeouts.
You see them working Pete inside. And I've been seeing that. You have to. You can't just extend those arms.
stayed in the game.
Sorry about that,
But
guys.
did not start yesterday.
Yeah, the game
did
day's
catch
just
the
not
ninth
working.
inning, though, when Edwin Diaz came in. Interesting that Carlos Mendoza understands that certain pitchers need Alvarez more than others, and Minaya and Diaz are probably at the top of that list. Correct. Luis Torrens played a terrific game yesterday, but it was important to get Alvarez in to catch Diaz in the ninth inning. Correct.
And Torrens, of course, gets the biggest hit, one of the biggest hits of the game.
I mean, Torrens has been great, but the numbers for the Mets when Alvarez plays compared to when he doesn't play are just so stark. They're 26-12 when he's played, 17-32 when he doesn't.
And he's missed a lot of time with the injury.
And it affects them both ways, offensively and defensively. Check swing, he went around 2-2. They average almost a 1.5 more per game when he's in, and they give up almost 2 runs fewer on the other side when he plays. So it's been a palpable difference, both emotionally and empirically.
Oh my goodness, there's a lot of animals on that boat.
It's like a convention or a floating convention, like Noah's Ark.
How do they hydrate? How do they hydrate?
Good call here.
How do they hydrate?
Well, I've seen plenty of the furries walking around with their heads in their hands.
Those are
So they do come off.
those are very elaborate. I guess what do you want to call them?
Not costumes. Yes. Alvarez pounds one down to third. Hayes goes to second for one.
Damn it.
Team has turned a double play early in this game. 2 out and nobody on.
Well, Taylor made
What are we going to do?
kind of backed up to play the long hop, got rid of it quickly. That's gold on third base right there. See Brian Hayes. Nice turn by Gonzalez.
So 2 out and nobody on. Now DJ Stewart, who's really trying to fight his way out of the weeds. And DJ plunks one to shallow right, coming on.
Hey, that ends the inning. Nice catch by the right fielder. Mets do not score, going to the bottom of the second. And I want to say some guys, we keep on saying, oh, the Mets are not going to make the playoffs. Oh, their bullpen is bad. Did anybody watch the Padres game the other night with the Diamondbacks, where the Padres gave up a 5-run lead in the ninth inning? The bullpens aren't very good in a lot of other teams either. Sorry. It's a fact. There's a lot of bad bullpens around baseball, right? Again, we all know we need bullpen help. Stearns knows that. But nobody is making trades right now, especially for quality pen arms. They're not doing it yet. Just because we need bullpen arms doesn't mean teams are going to bend over a barrel and says, okay, what do you want? It doesn't work like that, guys. You got to understand that. Like, have I missed all these bullpen trades, bullpen arms that have been traded? Or am I not paying attention? It just doesn't happen like that, guys. You got to understand that. And for everybody, Yeats saying, oh, well, the bullpen's going to cost us and the other teams are going to get hot. Who's gotten hot? There is not one team that is fighting for a wild card spot that has been hotter than the Mets over a month and a week stretch. Right? Just because you lost 3 in a row doesn't mean the Mets aren't still in this stretch where they're playing well. You're going to lose games. It's called baseball. I know you guys watched it before. You understand that. We keep on talking. We know we need bullpen help. But we also, no team is dealing with the amount of injuries in the bullpen and the suspension to Diaz. That was huge. San Diego hasn't been that hot. Look at their record. They've been better. But you got to remember, they've been around 500 while the Mets were 11 games under 500. That's why. And San Diego is only 1 spot of a wild card. What about the other spot? You keep on talking about San Diego. They choke every year. So let's not keep on talking about them like they're the best thing since sliced bread, because it's not true. They find a way they almost choked away the game yesterday. The other day, their bullpen gave up a 5-run lead in the ninth. They won in extras. I mean, in the bottom half because they hit. That's it. So let's not act like we're the only team that has bad bullpen. Now you talk about San Diego; they haven't been as hot as us. They've remained around 500 and got a couple of games over 500. That's not very good if you're asking me. If they got as hot as the Mets did, they should be 10 games over 500, not 3 or 4. Again, you don't want to think that the Mets could be that team when they were still one of the hottest teams in baseball. Look at their record.
Mostly it's on.
We lose games. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's the end of the world." You're gonna lose games there.
Where you're limited in the number of pickoff throws you're allowed to make. You have to find them.
You're asking me basically, they don't steal off the catcher; they steal off the pitcher.
Why do we keep Diekman on the roster? Who else are you going to bring right now?
Well, I think also
just actually, because you want to DFA everybody, but you have to replace those guys with, if not better, or confident arms. You're only going to give in. You're only going to put in guys that are probably worse right now. That's why Diekman's still here.
But the key is the last second on the pitch.
I don't think they care at some point. Some point it's going to be very different. You're acting like this bullpen it's 100% healthy. When you have to replace guys with guys that are not better right now. Because all you can do is get guys like the Mets got engaged, who is basically an okay arm, and put him to Syracuse. He'll probably be up here soon, but it's not a quality bullpen arm. You don't get those yet. Nobody's getting those yet.
When it gets to 5.
Well, this is the fifth.
Yeah, you could do that too, but you're also taking away what's been a good rotation and putting it in the bullpen to help your bullpen. But what if your starters give up a ton of runs? Your bullpen's going to be useless.
So it gets to it first. Kicks the bag. Nope, he missed the bag.
No, he missed the bag.
So Marvin Hudson said he didn't get it. Oh, he put it up.
Oh, man. That was just not paying attention.
Well, let's see the umpire, how quick this call is.
You could see Minaya reach back and try and kick it after he passed it, so he knew he had missed it.
How quick is the call from the umpire? This is something he has to call it right away. So the runner knows. I just think Hayes put his... I didn't get it.
Hayes thought he was out, but if you're Minaya, you have to be alert. Immediately go and tag him, but he didn't, and Hayes was able to get back in. So it's an error charge to Minaya, and that one goes to the backstop. And that'll get
I love Alvarez, but he's got to turn that glove over. You got to turn that ball. You got to turn that glove over. He's trying to frame everything. You got to turn that ball over. You got to turn that glove over. He always keeps it like this, no matter where he goes. You got to turn it over. Get the ball.
So with right glove hand.
God, I love Alvarez, but man, you gotta turn that glove over.
And I follows that with his first wild pitch of the season. So a runner in scoring position.
Come on.
Edward Olivares takes a strike.
I agree, Dan.
Olivares played quite a bit for Kansas City last year. Hit 12 home runs, about a .263. He started about half the games for the Pirates this year.
Yeah, I understand that, Frank. But you can't change it right now. You are what you are. You are what your record says you are right now. And you got back in the mix. And now you got to keep on doing it and keep on playing. And you're still winning ball games despite the pen more often than not. So you just got to keep it going. And listen, about probably right at the All-Star break is when you're going to start seeing trades like that.
Another full count.
Wow, he's really laboring right now.
So that is 3 balls.
Easy. I think it was a fine throw. I think Minaya he stuttered stepped with his feet and he missed it. That was a fine throw by Keith. That was
right-hand batting lineup against Minaya. That's popped up on the infield. Coming in as Lindor call. And that's the first out. you don't necessarily do yourself a favor running an old right-handed batting lineup against
Well,
Minaya.
I mean, if it's a bad throw, you have to catch the ball and try to find the bag as well. But it was a good throw by Pete. So it was just Minaya just missing the bag.
A lot of left-handed bombers sitting on the bench.
I still say
Need a little bit of
it
PFP
doesn't make
drills, huh?
sense to me because he would be a tough mark. If lefty.
Come on, son, let's go.
He'd be tough to attack.
If Jared Triolo punches one foul. Triolo came up as a rookie last year.
The bottom of the order right now. You got to get it done.
54 games, and he won himself a job. He's playing most of the second base early in the season, but he hasn't hit this year.
That's what killed the Padres win.
Came up and took his
later
spot.
in the year when they already made. Oh, nice play. All right, Mark. Great play. Nice diving catch by Vientos. You got to understand. You got to understand that, Frank. The Padres, it killed them, but it killed them way after the All-Star or after the trade deadline, right? So they made their move. You can't do anything after the trade deadline. So what is the point? So yeah, it killed them, but the guys that they brought in didn't do the job. That's it.
So 2 out. Hayes still at second, and now
Frank,
Joey
it doesn't matter
Bart.
if you have to play ball or not, because I play ball too. But that doesn't mean I'm right or you're wrong, or I'm right or I'm wrong, you're right. The fact is the fact that it killed the Padres. What was that? August and September in the playoffs? Well, of course it will. Because you can't change it after the deadline.
Just got back off the injury list.
You got to get the right arms in here. Right now, nobody's trading anybody.
It's time to
we are acting like bullpen arms are getting traded all over the place, and the Mets are just not doing any moves. That's not the case.
Minaya hurt himself with an error in a wild pitch. His first error of the year, his first wild pitch of the year, and now trying to work around it. Runner takes off from second. The pitch is high, and Hayes steals third without a throw.
Well, not paying attention to the runner either.
Golden base of the year for Hayes.
Never liked that with 2 outs. You're already in scoring position.
1-2 coming.
Got him. All right, guys. There we go. There we go. So Minaya bent, but not break. Again, even though Minaya should have got that, stepped on the bag, and it should have already been over, he put up zeros again. All right? He's throwing a lot of pitches, which I don't like, but what would you give up for Tanner Scott? See, I don't know yet because, like, it's hard to tell, right? See, again, I'm one of these guys, I can give a fuck about prospects. I do not give a shit. I don't. I'm sick and tired of prospects. I really am. Because most of the time, if they're not your top 3 prospects, they pan out maybe, but most of the time they flame out, right? Give me proven guys over prospects any day, right? Are we trying to win, or are we just trying to, look like we're trying to win and not really doing anything and just play out the stretch? Because if that's the case, then why get a prospect, right? If you're trying to make the playoffs, do what you got to do. I'm not saying give me your number 1 overall prospect for a bullpen arm, but you got to give to get sometimes. Tanner Scott's going to cost you, especially when other teams are going to go after him. That is an option. Of course it is. But see, you just don't trade Beatty, who is still a top target, a top prospect. He can be looked at from other teams where, like a team like the Marlins, a team like the Rockies, or teams that are out of it, that clearly see, you know what, he's young, he's controllable. Maybe he does have something, but he just needs to change the scenery, right? We don't know what other teams think of these guys either, right? There still might be 2 teams out there. There might be teams out there that still like Beatty. And if you can get a really good arm like a Tanner Scott or even a better arm, and they want Beatty, I'll drive Beatty to wherever you need to go. Yeah, Frank, I understand that, but where's Beatty playing? Right? Vientos clearly won this job, right? I'm not saying Vientos is going to be the third baseman of the future. He might be. But right now, he's taking full control of the third base position and the starting job. He took it over from Beatty, right? Beatty, I'm sorry, guys, he's not a second baseman. First off, he's way too tall to be a second baseman. He doesn't have, I don't think he has good enough hands to play second base. I don't know how agile he is going left to right, up the middle, and in the hole between first and second. I don't know if he's going to be that good, to be quite honest with you. And Mauricio, when he comes back, is going to be a second baseman, just so everybody knows that. So Beatty is kind of expendable at this point. All right, top of the third, no score. Vientos up.
They put our production truck right next to the dump.
I agree, Daniel.
Yeah, guys are struggling. Have they gone to masks yet?
Daniel, yeah,
They're always
absolutely,
in air
right?
conditioning, so it's good for them to suffer a little bit.
Hear the misery.
Yeah, but
Right, Vientos
Mauricio
leads off
has
the
better
third in
footwork,
a scoreless game.
much better footwork than Beatty. I don't know if Beatty can play
everything
second base.
about
though.
this park
I
is
just don't think so.
magnificent, except
I
the
think
area
Mauricio
right
is more
next to our
athletic,
truck.
left to right, than Beatty is.
This
And
is
we already seen
beautiful,
Mauricio
right?
play
It's the
second
most
base last
gorgeous
year.
view in baseball.
So I know we can do it.
I think what happened was, because July 4th was this week, they didn't maybe dispose
Frank,
of
I'm not worried about
refuse
Beatty
as
defensively.
expeditiously
I'm worried
as they
about
should
Beatty
have,
because
and
he can't hit.
it's lingered.
That's the problem. How many times are we going to see him hit AAA pitches? But when he comes back to the majors, he bats 210. It's just not.
Awful.
I'm sorry.
Tunnels,
Come on, Mark.
stairway,
Get some runs on the board.
there. Maybe not so bad on the field or at the clubhouse.
That's the most rats. I know that.
Yeah. Off the corner, and it's 2-2 to Vientos. What were you going to say?
Well, one time we were with the Cardinals. We
Yeah,
played
Daniel, I
a
think that put a lot of.
There was a
Look, I mean,
night
Mauricio
game.
was going to be on this team,
Houston
either
was our
third base
night
or
game.
second base.
So when our
He's
game
going to be our
finished,
starter somewhere.
the
It
the
sucks.
seats were on like railroad track.
But I tell you right now, Mauricio might be
And
the
they
second baseman
moved
next year,
The
especially
seats
if Vientos
to
continue what he's
reconfigure the
doing.
dome
And then you
football.
really have a full
And you
infield.
should have seen the rats running. Oh my
Come on.
God!
which way were they going?
They were scampering.
Which end zone were they heading for?
I agree, Daniel.
Good to Vientos is 1 for 4 in this series. He lined
There
one
we
in
go.
left field for a base hit.
Second hit for the
Vientos
Mets.
continues to scald the ball.
I 100% agree, Daniel. I think when you have
base runner for the second straight inning.
Mark, when
enough
it stays
in the
level
farm
on that
with
pitch
depth
belt high enough.
positions, and say like you got a couple of third
Getting away
basemen
from that
as top
launch angle,
prospects, and you feel like
uppercut.
Vientos is going to be a third baseman, you got to
So
start
happy,
using
no
your assets.
accountability, though.
You can't just build up all these assets because there's not room for all of them. You gotta make sure you use your assets wisely. Either they're gonna help this ball club in the near future, or you gotta use those assets to make your
Jeff
team better than that.
McNeil, proud owner of a
That's
dog
what
and
you're
a cat,
supposed to do.
and he swings it. This is a good one.
They're on, yeah, last year. Actually, a little bit about this
opening game
offseason
of
too.
this series against Paul
The
Skeens,
Mets,
and
the
when he
Marlins
homered
wanted
against
Beatty for
Skeens,
Lozada.
it was a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, which was 3.5 miles an hour harder than any pitch that Jeff had ever hit for a home run in the major league. Really? Tries to hold the swing on the slider, run around, and it's 0-2. Still trying to formulate a stretch that will get him back to something approaching normal.
Right. It's just hard to figure. 216 coming into this game.
Getting a start in left field today. And tried to lay off that time, but he went around strike 3. So this
Not a good at bat from
sliders kept offering at him. Third strikeout for Ortiz.
I'm not so sure. So far today game and this crew today, the 2 corner umpires have been ringing people up.
Added one on. Here's Jose Iglesias. Iglesias broke a run with a double yesterday.
Yeah, I don't want Beatty at third base.
This is his 16th
I don't think
start.
Beatty can hit major league pitches. I'm done with Beatty.
Runs.
I don't want to move Vientos to first base when he's clearly a better third baseman than the first baseman.
You know what surprised me the most?
I'm not moving. I'm not moving Vientos. Why does he get punished? To do what for Beatty?
Good, put the ball in play kind of
No, I'm sorry. Beatty had his chance. If you can get a really good bullpen on him in here,
he can run.
He's acrobatic.
For Beatty, I'm doing.
Agile.
He runs hard to first on every play. He's happy to be back in the big leagues.
Well, see, that's the other thing too, right?
Yeah, he's giving that kind
You
of
know, you got
energy.
Mauricio and you got Latunia, so it's like, what's going to happen there? Is what?
One of the dugout is
Make them fight it out?
blue.
Because then one of them, what are they going
This
to do?
guy's
They're just going to stay in the
blue on
minors?
orange.
Like, it's just a weird dynamic.
I mean, sign or the song there? Both. Well, the guy who made the sign was just trying to help out the team. I don't think he was trying to make any money off it.
We always remember, what was the guy called in the old days of Shea?
The sign man?
The sign man?
Carl Earhart. That's lined the other way, but Oliveira's right there. He doesn't have to move an inch.
I didn't hit that down the line where you hit it. Cool.
And we are being told by the folks in the front that the guy in the stand with the sign is the same guy who made the Mets sign that's in the dugout. So he is fully within his rights.
Frank, I agree with that. Right? But not all of them. That's the point, right? Why do teams like the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Phillies, right? They trade their prospects, or at least some of them, to make their major league team better. At the deadlines in the offseason, you gotta use some of your assets. Not every team brings up all their prospects. It just doesn't happen. And you have a core.
Oh my God!
How many more core pieces do you need? Right? You got Nimmo, you got Alonso. Right?
You
put Lindor in that mix. You got Alvarez. Now Vientos. How many more core guys do you need?
Pizza little baby.
I've had people ask me to send me the sign and put no. I say no, I don't do that. I do not do that.
Yeah, Daniel, I can care less about that. They haven't played bad. Like, they're gonna lose some games. They were the hottest team in baseball. You're gonna lose games.
Of course.
Like, just because it happens after the quote-unquote concert.
Protest. Gotcha. That's hit hard. Into
right
center of base hit.
There we go. First and third.
Cut it off. They'll keep the run from scoring. Vientos has to stop at third, and Lindor at first with a hard hit base hit. Down in the count 0-2. That's first and third and 2 out.
Hanging slider right there.
Oh, good? Nope. As long as it's not, you're not, and this is not the radio broadcast, this is the actual SNY broadcast, audio broadcast. You can play the audio, you just can't post it on the screen. The audio is fine. The audio is not copyrighted. And multiple YouTubers do this on multiple platforms.
Brandon Nimmo,
it doesn't
that's leader in RBIs. Comes into the day hitting .356 with runners in scoring position. First and third, 2 out.
All right, Brandon, come on.
In 76
at bats,
so he's got 23 hits and 76 at bats with runners in scoring position.
This is a team who are at .270 with runners in scoring position, which is 23 points higher than their overall average.
You can remember where they were at the end of May. They couldn't buy a run.
Swing and a miss and a high cutter. Lindor faked to go for first, and Bart gave him a look. Lindor's got 16 steals on the year. Bart's going to flash signals to the infield.
I appreciate that. I know it might be a little bit behind, but again, I am streaming it, so it will be a couple of seconds behind. So maybe even a pitch or two at times. But I do appreciate that. Oh, Brandon.
Well, fouls one back, and he's down to the count 0-2.
No, Mike, absolutely. You know what? They didn't red hockey that time, so things like that happen. They really do, unfortunately.
That's the hardest RBI there. Got to find out of a hole here.
Come on, Brandon, let's go.
He's a good 2-strike hitter. We know that.
And Brandon takes strike 3 call. Back ball, the inside corner.
Appreciate that, Franco. Well, that was a tough pitch. That was definitely borderline, but too close to take. But Nimmo strikes out with 2 men left on base. No score going to the bottom of the third. Daniel, I 100% agree. And Frank, I appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely, Daniel. I agree with that. Listen, just because the Mets might be losing a little faith in Beatty. Doesn't mean another team thinks that. Remember, he got a couple of years left of control. I think it's 4, if I'm not mistaken. So if teams like the Marlins obviously love players like that. Regardless, they could be good, but they ain't no pressure, right? So they want young controllable arms. They don't want guys that they're gonna have to pay. It's just that simple. So other teams, who knows? But there might be a team out there or a couple that still like Beatty, right? We'll see. But it's hard to tell what teams like. There's going to be a lot of teams looking for bullpen arms. That's why it's going to be very tough for the Mets. They might have to overpay for a bullpen arm or two, right? I don't care. I want to win. I don't want to wait till 2025, 2026. 2024 is what I'm dealing with, right? You have more than enough prospects. You built the farm system rather quickly over a couple of seasons. Use some. I'm not saying all. Obviously, there's some that you just don't want to trade, but there's some that you have. Look, David says he's not an idiot, right? He knows who he's willing to trade and who he's not willing to trade. It's just that simple. It's just a matter of when teams are willing to start selling, that's when we're going to start hearing, right? People are being obsessed with the bullpen. They can't do nothing except like Gage with cash considerations, minor moves that are not good arms. You're gonna get subpar arms right now. That's it. The better arms are gonna get closer towards the deadline. It's just a fact, just how it goes. And it's not like, again, I keep on saying it. It's not like the Mets are losing out on all these bullpen arms. Nobody's been traded.
Taylor.
Well, no, Daniel, I don't think you can ruin a plan for 2025 by making your team better by getting rid of a couple of prospects. I don't think that's the case. Like, how many spots are you going to fill with these prospects over the next 2 years? I'm just curious about that. I don't know how many.
Michael Taylor spent last year in Minnesota after a couple of good years in Kansas City.
Yeah, I don't like keeping prospects that long until he's out of
began his career with the Nationals.
I mean, the Braves have turned around Kelnick. I'm sorry, he was the number 1 overall prospect in baseball. That's how turning around Kelnick. He's been a good player, but what he was expected to be, nowhere near that.
Defensive center fielders. It's a swing and a miss, and Taylor's down on strikes. Between Taylor and Victor Robles, they both were terrific patrolling center field, but never hit enough. Now they've got another terrific defensive center fielder in Jacob Young, and they're enough to stick there. If not, they've got the number 2 pick of the draft last year, Dylan Cruz, down in AAA, who's probably their center fielder of the future. And they could always move.
All right, we got 1 out. Bottom of the third, no score. Mets Pirates game 3 of a 4-game set.
Cruz and Wood would be quite a talented outfield. And Hutchin takes slider up high for ball 1. Of course, that would involve moving Lane Thomas, which is certainly a possibility at the trade deadline. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, and Manaea is starting to get it dialed in. They're running a lot of deep counts in the first 2 innings. 40 pitches in the first 2. Touching late on the fastball, and it's 1-2.
He's just throwing fastballs, and they're just fouling them back, and they're chasing. It's not a great lineup, folks. This is not an offensive juggernaut, this Pirate team.
They had a great night on Friday night. Their best offensive game of the year. There's strike 3 called, and Hutchin's out on strikes. That's 3 strikeouts in a row for Manaea.
Going starting to pump that strike zone now. And fastball, he's starting to locate that fastball now, which is good. He's getting out high strike as well, which is very important for him.
This is the one big bat.
He's had a nice couple of games.
He flies this one to shallow right. DJ Stewart ambles in.
And that is the inning. So nice quick inning for Sean Manaea in the third. Mets are coming up in the top of the fourth. No score. That's exactly what we needed. We needed him to throw a minimal amount of pitches, and he did that. Yeah, I still don't believe the fact that they're going to trade starting pitching. I think that's a kind of half-assed way to do it. I haven't heard. All I hear is reporters coming out with this stuff. How does that make any sense? You're going to start trading from which has been a strength. The starting pitching has been better than a lot of people expected. Have they been going deep in games? No. But they've been better than expected. I don't see trading from a strength to help a weakness and then make your strength very vulnerable after the trade deadline. That doesn't make sense to me. Because how much depth do we really have in starting pitching? You might say a lot, but everybody just keeps on talking about that. We don't want to see anybody else, right? Do you want McGill to come back in this rotation? Like, no. So I don't believe that one bit. I don't believe that at all. Like, maybe they'll throw Jose Butto into the rotation. Maybe you can get rid of one of your starters and throw Jose Butto in there. But again, we just assume that, Jose Butto, he's good. Let's just put him in the rotation, and it's going to make the difference in this rotation and be better. We don't know that. We keep on assuming that. So you're hurting your strength to fix a weakness. Teams that are trying to go for it at the deadline don't trade from their major league roster. You just don't. All right? You just don't. It doesn't happen. You trade your prospect. It's very simple. Yeah, Mike, I understand that. But why get rid of your depth? Why? After the deadline, you can't make any more moves. We all know that. You risk injuries, and then what are you going to have? McGill ready to go in the rotation if somebody gets hurt? Like, you don't trade from your major league roster to try to get better. You just don't. All right, one pitch, one out.
Oh, he caught it. Yep. He did not. Second baseman Gonzalez was going to be in the right spot to field it. Nonetheless, nice play by Ortiz.
All right, Pete, come on.
One out for Alonso. Pulled the base hit through the hole in the left his first time up. And Pete gets it off the hands into center field.
Just got that
right
in
there is Taylor. It was 3 pitches. Ortiz has the first 2 outs in the fourth. Here's your T-Mobile coverage cam.
Pete, to you, I don't know. I don't know.
You're going to win the ball and get himself.
Matt, thank you for tuning in.
One happy kid. Take that back to New York with you. Francisco Alvarez bounced into a double play his first time up.
You're on. I agree. They've done that almost all season.
Ortiz is making just his second start, pitching very efficiently. It's 48 pitches for Ortiz to get the first 11 outs.
Mike, you're not getting that for somebody. Come on.
His one start, he went 6 against Cincinnati. He's also had several bulk outings where he went 3, 4, 5 innings behind an opener.
In right field.
He's fully stretched out. The guy's been a starter for most of his career.
You're not going to get a 5-2 player back for someone else. If you do that, I give you and Stearns all the credit in the world for bending that jam over the barrel. I'll tell you.
And Alvarez takes a fastball strike, and it's 2-2. Mentioned it earlier, Ortiz really lowered his walk rate this year. 2.9 from a 5.0 walks per 9 last year to 2.9 this year.
Sorry, I think it's very stupid to take from Major League roster.
Come out throwing strikes right from the beginning.
While you're trying to go for it.
2-2 to Alvarez. And he punches one to the right side. Spinner that Joe bobbers.
That is the inning. 1-2-3 for the Mets in the top of the fourth. Going to the bottom of the fourth. Still no score, guys. Yeah, that was a fast break. Matt, I was born in Brooklyn, but deviated to the Bucks. Still have a passive man. Okay, Matt. But yeah, guys, again, I just don't. And, whenever the roundtable happens again, we'll figure it out. We'll talk about it, but I don't like trading. Like, what you don't trade from your major league roster to get better while you're trying to contend to make the playoffs. That is a stupid concept, guys. Why does everybody think this is a good idea? It's stupid. Right? Okay, Yeet, who are you replacing Quintana with? You're going to say Jose Buto. Wonderful. All right. Now you're just losing arm out of your bullpen. That is already weak as it is. It's silly. Right? Quintana and McNeil for who? Right? You're going to use two of those guys to get a bullpen arm? Okay, great. And, I just don't understand the logic. Like, why are you so afraid about trading prospects for? Like, why? You know how many people were afraid to trade prospects in 2022? And we didn't get what we should have got? And it probably cost us down the road in 2022? It's stupid. I'm sorry. Like, KT, it's not even about wanting those two players. It's just the fact that you're losing what depth you would have at the major league roster. It doesn't make sense. Sorry, you're not trying to make the playoffs and get rid of guys on your major league roster. Like, everyone's like, oh yeah, you can trade two starters and McNeil. Okay, you got to replace those guys. It's not that easy. Correct, Mike. 100%. That's my opinion. That's what I think. And I want to say technically conceding, I think it's a dangerous game to play. Because if you start losing, who are you going to blame? Because all I hear is Met fans wanting to trade starters for bullpen help. Because that's not going to make that's going to make everything just better. So your starters suck now, and your bullpen's better. So while you get into your better bullpen, they're already pitching without a lead. How stupid is that? Here we go, guys.
Until he can't anymore, but it doesn't have a name. So he's usually the one who comes up with names. But I asked if
Anthony,
any name suggestions,
why?
and he said yes. So do you have any ideas?
I mean, didn't the 83, 84 win Arizona Diamondbacks made the World Series last year? The Texas Rangers that nobody picked to go to the World Series, who actually lost their division and were the wild card team, won the World Series? I'm sorry. You make the playoffs, anybody can win who makes the playoffs. It's just that simple. Sorry. Stop worrying about next year. If you're worrying about next year, then are you really a fan, or are you just a kind of casual fan that, oh, if they're winning, I'll watch. But if not, I just don't care. Let's wait until next year. Stop about next year. Next year is next year. You worry about next year once you're already out of contention. That's when you worry about next year.
Very, very nicely.
It's so silly. Like, it's embarrassing to talk about next year.
We all know that when you win a Gold Glove, you get the gold.
Yeah, but it's not a right. They can later in my late. It's not a right thought process.
So, do you have to get
at
a
all.
new glove with the gold label, or can you use an
Like,
old glove?
you're going to capitalize on rentals, but you concede in 2024 when you're still in contention. Don't tell me the Mets are not in contention, because they are. I'm not saying you're saying that, Anthony, but they're in contention. The National League happens to be mediocre. At least the teams you're fighting for a playoff spot. That's not the Mets' fault. It is what it is. I'm sorry. The last two seasons, you had teams that made the World Series that had less than 85 wins in the Phillies and the Diamondbacks. And you're going to tell me the Mets can't be one of those teams? Then you're not paying attention, or you just don't want to think that can happen. When a 2015 Mets team, which didn't have as good as players as this roster.
That's the fourth strikeout from 9.
Remember what 2015 was all about? It was to prepare for 2016. Well, guess what happened? They played good enough up until the trade deadline to get Yoenis Cespedes and a couple of bullpen arms and a couple of pieces. And then the plan changed. I'm not saying to completely botch up your plan for the next couple of years, but you don't give up on a year that is possible of making the playoffs. Anything nowadays can happen in the playoffs now. We've seen it ever since the extra wildcard team.
Not your thumb. You got to keep that strong.
Yeah, Anthony, I don't believe that one bit.
Because a lot of times you get pickups.
Because I've seen teams win in different ways. It's just that simple.
Bends in.
the big flat part of the first base.
Well,
That's fine. If you don't
yeah,
believe, I'm not saying that the rotation's great,
two lines of
but
lining, not lining.
it was,
strength,
the
so-
Diamondbacks basically had no
and as,
rotation.
of course, if you play
Just
on
like
it,
guys
it'll-
stepped up in their
rawhide,
rotation.
it'll
That's it.
loosen.
Why
You have to
can't
make sure
a guy
that
like
it
Christian
doesn't loosen
Scott
that rigidity.
be
Yeah,
fought
tight
from the Diamondbacks in the playoffs? Guys stepped up. It's like the Arizona Diamondbacks made a ton of starting pitching moves. They had Zach Gallen. Oh, Vantis almost had that ball. Nice try, Vantis.
Swinging 3-0. Vientos snagged the line.
Anthony, so you would rather not make the World Series because you're probably not going to win the World Series? No, you would have a lot of fun on that run to the World Series. That's it. And let's not act like the Texas Rangers starting pitching was very good, because it wasn't. The name sounded good, but they're starting pitching. Besides Evaldi, nobody else pitched well.
Now Edward Olivares, who popped up to short his first time. And he grounds
All right, that's in the inning. And we're going to the top of the fifth. No score still, and the Mets are coming up. Well, yeah, Matt, salaries are, the Padres have just as big as, one of the biggest salaries on payrolls in baseball as well. And they continue to choke as well. So, yeah, Anthony, I understand that. But that same rotation got them through the playoffs to the World Series. Just because the Arizona Diamondbacks didn't win didn't mean that they just didn't play well enough, right? But the Texas Rangers rotation was dog crap. All they were doing was scoring a ton of runs. They were beating up teams by scoring a lot of runs. They were giving up a lot of runs as well. But I'm sick and tired of saying, because there's no easy way to tell me that this team is a playoff team because, or this team can't win a World Series because, right? We know the teams that are the favorites. We understand that. The Rangers and the Diamondbacks sure as hell weren't the favorites in both of their respective leagues. Right? I don't know. The Dodgers should be winning every year, no? But they don't. Right? With their rotation. What about the Braves? For years, they had good rotation, really good rotations. They won that one World Series, and kudos to them, but that was when they won, 90 games? They weren't even a favorite in the playoffs. We have this mindset of this is the team you need to win a World Series. And it's total bullshit because it doesn't work like that anymore. It's just not. Like being 11 games under 500, I guarantee you 95% of us thought the season was over, right? They came back, they fought back, and now they put themselves in the mix, at least up until the trade deadline. Like, I'm not going to tell you that in August and September, they're going to give you meaningful games. We don't know that. But to say that they're not good enough to win a World Series is silly. Because the 2019 Nationals were basically had the same record 3 weeks ago than the Mets had in 2019. Yes, they had Juan Soto, I get it, but they weren't very good either.
Stuart Vientos and McNeil for the Mets in the fifth against Luis Ortiz, making
All right,
just
DJ
his
Stewart
second
up top
start
of
of
the
the
fifth, no
year.
score.
The first one against the Reds.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you that the Pirates rotation is better than the Mets, and they might not make the playoffs.
Tiki, there's the Evan and Tiki bar.
I will have a Papa Doble for me.
Well, you'll have
Come on,
plenty of
DJ, start it
opportunity for that, Keith. I mean, after today, if my math is correct, I believe.
Well, yeah, they're on, of course
you
that,
have
but I don't
11
want to
days
hear
off
that
to
either,
do,
because when the
that
Texas
will
Rangers
join
were
you
signing
in Miami
everybody,
after the breaks.
they
Ronnie's
weren't
got
making the
his break
playoffs.
right now.
The year they signed
I've
DeGrom
got my
and
break
everybody
next week.
else
And
in
you
that
don't get a
year,
break, you've been a bad boy.
they didn't make the playoffs, and they had a terrible
You,
season after
got
signing
plans to go
Seager
to Europe,
and
like
Simeon.
Ronnie
So I don't want to
did,
hear
you know,
that.
like
You
Russ
pay the
did.
most money to
I
these players,
like
they're going to come,
where I'm
regardless
at.
of the team.
I'm Bill, when I watch games, I'm not live. I'm going to watch them DVR. And
Just
Don't skip
back
the
light, that's
commercials
funny.
because you have to support our
Come on,
sponsors.
DJ,
I
let's go.
promise. Will Haji be by your side?
Haji doesn't, I pick him up because I feel bad. I got him quarantined back in the in the master bathroom on the heated tile, which he loves. I can't let him wander in the house because he gets lost and makes a mistake. I put him in my arms, and he doesn't like to cuddle that much anymore. So,
How about Duffy? Does Duffy like watching the games with you?
Duffy likes, yes, he does.
The check swing foul starts up a hit. In case people don't know,
The new addition.
I don't think you want an older Marte that's been injured.
Black Cup retriever, which is
All right, I'll trade you Marte for Colin
Holderman.
Holderman.
Macduff, which was it's a Scottish bird dog. So we give them all Scottish names. This is my fourth.
Pops it
fly
up.
ball out to center, easy for Taylor.
Yeah, I understand that. But they weren't a very good team, the Nationals. They were basically a 500 team. And they played extremely well. I give them credit for that. See, you have this issue with luck. Like, the Diamondbacks weren't lucky. The Texas Rangers weren't lucky. Of course they were. It takes a lot of luck to win the World Series, too. Like, let's not act like, it's always the best teams always in a World Series and winning the World Series. It's not the case.
No, it was Duncan after King Duncan, who was the assassinated.
You had the same thought I had.
Then the other one was named after Chinese.
Yeah, Anthony, I understand that. They had the 3 aces, but it also took them late in the year to start really taking off.
So
like,
the
it took time.
is,
and I'm not saying the Mets are going to win 90-something games. That's crazy. But this was also a playoffs where there wasn't extra wild card teams in there either.
Not the dog.
So
Correct.
It was a tad bit easier running through the playoffs than it is now.
First time up, hit at 109 miles an hour, which seems routine for Vientos these days.
We had a great name for our cat when we were growing up. It was a Persian cat.
Matt, they might. I mean, the Phillies are a really good team.
It was perfect. Sinbad.
Oh, yeah. Did he sell? Slider off the plate is 3-1. A rare time today. The Ortiz has been behind in the count.
All right, 1 out, top of the fifth. Vientos is up.
Alonso got a base hit on the 3-2 pitch back in the second. Ortiz has certainly acquitted himself well, matching zeros with Minaya through the first 4 innings. Vientos waiting on a 3-1. Fouls off the cutter, and it's 3-2.
Well, it could be a lot of them. So, we know about Terrence Scott. Possibly Carlos Estevez of the Angels, the closer. That's 2 that I can probably really pinpoint that are probably going to be traded. It's going to be very interesting because a lot of the pitchers that I think could be available are teams that kind of technically are still in it. So it's still hard to figure out.
He knows it, but he had 2 strikes, kept in the plate.
Come on, Mark, let's go.
Needed that slider just to get more out in the middle. There's your score there.
Yeah, Philadelphia is so good. All of a sudden, the Atlanta's beating their ass.
Phillies won yesterday. The Braves won yesterday.
About time Phillies are actually, playing better teams. But hey, playing who's on the schedule. Hard to kill it.
Braves are at the top of the wild card heap. Mets are 5 games behind Atlanta. 2.5
By the way, guys,
St. Louis.
we're only 5 games behind Atlanta. Right. I know that's crazy to think that
Arizona.
That's reality. But we do play the Braves not too long after the All-Star break. That's a big series after the All-Star break.
And he struck him out.
That's a nice pitch.
99 miles an hour. The hardest pitch Ortiz has thrown.
All those sliders. And he came up and in.
5 strikeouts for Ortiz. He's retired 6 straight. Good pitch.
Well, pitchers duel in Pittsburgh.
With the way all of these wild card teams are bunched up,
well, Frank, we might have won that game, but we also had to
very important. Mets clinched the season series against the Pirates by winning yesterday.
So,
they beat them 4 out of 5.
That doesn't say we were going to win those games either. We might have won that game, but who knows what would happen in game 6 and 7.
everybody else just kind of muddling around at 500.
Cardinals have been playing very well. They got smoked yesterday. McNeil drives one out to center. Taylor to the warning track, and the Wilson.
Just not enough loft on that ball. A little bit more launch angle, Jeff, but Mets do not score. Going to the bottom of the fifth. No score in PNC. Mets got 3 hits. Pirates got 1. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in to another Mets watch party. Pirates, Mets, game 3 of the series. Pitch and duel with Ortiz and Minaya right now. Going to the bottom of the fifth right now. Minaya looked really good the last inning. Let's see if he can come back and put up another 0. Yeah, I know, Deron. They didn't. They barely snuck in the wild card. Okay, to you, it is. Listen, it's possible. Like I said, we forget about the first wild card spot, but it's only 5 games. And you play the team in your division. We play the Braves a lot over the next 2 months. A lot. And I'm not saying they're gonna catch the first wild card spot, but you have a team in your division that, what do they have, like 10 more games against Atlanta? I think they played 3 out of the 4 because 1 was a rain out. You play Atlanta 10 more times. Those games are huge. So, we talk about the second and third wild card, but the team you're facing in the Atlanta Braves, those games, you beat them. It's like winning 2 games instead of 1. Because every game you win, you get that much closer. I know it's crazy to say, but when you have a team you're chasing in your division and it's a wild card team, it's a lot easier to catch them than to catch teams that you don't face a lot out of your division, and you got to hope they lose when you win. So when you beat the Braves, obviously you don't have to worry about that other team losing. You beat them. Boom. Game over. Another game. That's how it is. No, I never said that. See, you putting words in my mouth. I didn't say the Braves, there's no scenario the Braves are not going to make the playoffs. Didn't say that. But that doesn't mean they're going to make the playoffs being the first wildcard team. All right, bottom of the fifth, no score. Minaya on the mound with 59 pitches.
He's back as well, yeah. He's trying to draw the Yankees in so he can hit it by him.
Well, you already said the season's over, so, I mean, what does it matter then? You can focus on the last spot all you want. I'm trying to give you a scenario where the Mets, who jumped over 5 or 6 teams 3 weeks ago when they were 5.5, 6 games out of the wild card spot, and they jumped over all those teams that they needed to lose, and they still had a win. When you're facing a team that's in front of you many times, it's easier to catch them than the teams that you have to wait for them to lose, and you also have to win. That was the only scenario I was talking about.
Breaks his bat, it's it past the mound. Iglesias behind the bag, the quick toss. Nicely done by Iglesias, waiting on that offbeat hop.
KTU, I don't think so at all. And it wasn't a bad spot. It was a 500 April. JD Martinez basically came back at the end of April into May. And we had a terrible May. Now, it wasn't even, I mean, it would have been made a difference? No, probably not. Not to the 11 games under 500.
So told this story before, but it was fascinating in spring training watching Iglesias.
You just said it's not over, or we can sneak in. But not too long ago, you said that this team's not making the playoffs. So what is it? Of course they can sneak in. This is what I'm talking about.
That's it hard. That's a full ball going down the line.
Really? Come on, Jeff, get there. You got him. Yeah. All right, Jeff. Nice play. All right, Jeff. There you go. Good hustle. Good hustle right there, Jeff. Good job. No, you said that in this stream.
The angle of the wall, it kicked out into left, and McNeil, great anticipation.
That's some good hustle by Jeff McNeil right there.
Changed course.
He was like an infielder running after a ground ball.
Hey, Q, I always agree with that.
And it's right to the bag.
Oh, Iglesias
You almost missed him with the swipe. You almost missed him.
Anyway, watching infield practice, so there's Lindor with these perfect fundamentals, and Iglesias, every ball that came to him, he would just like flick his mitt out and snatch at it. And he never missed one. And the contrast in styles was just so remarkable between two gifted infielders.
Right.
Well, we get this quick inning from Manaea. He's definitely going to get into the sixth. Maybe if he gets another quick inning in the seventh.
Joyful for the Mets, who are turning more double plays
Gotta
now than
score
we've
some
seen
damn
in a long
runs.
time.
You know what? Vientos has turned a lot of double plays as well, Garrett, from that, round the horn double play. And you know what? The pitcher's got to throw up the ground balls.
Mm-hmm. Well, then there's McNeil, who can play a perfect second base of his own, but you could put him in left field and have him make a play like the one he just made.
Put him in right field, too.
Taylor takes one above the strike zone. It's 3-1.
The one position that they put him at, if you remember, Gary, spring training, he played a game at third base, McNeil, and he made 3 errors, I believe. He just was so uncomfortable.
Oh, that is right. You got to break it up.
I bet you he'd master it if he played there.
Yep.
Okay, you just said we're not, again, you're not making sense. You say, all I say is we're not making the playoffs, but then you say we could sneak in. So it can't be both. You have to believe one. You want to believe one? That's on you. That's your opinion.
They'll put McNeil at second and
All to you,
Iglesias at
but
third.
you just said two different things. You can't say we're going to sneak. We can't sneak into the playoffs and say
3-2 coming to Taylor.
we're not making the
And he
playoffs.
lifts one
Two different things.
now off to the right.
Okay, that's fine. But that's not how it works. You can believe all you want that that's the playoffs, but it's not the case. All right, but the wild card is now a series, not a game.
Yeah, the Mets and Pirates play again tomorrow at 12:30 start.
I don't know what you want. Like, you can consider whatever you want. It's still considered the postseason.
Scott will be on the
I can assure you, you'll be watching the wild card series if the Mets are in.
Presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealer. So there's the
So it is the
wraparound
postseason.
game.
You don't have to believe that, but I guarantee you'll be watching just like you're watching Game 88 of the season today.
The All-Star break,
And you'll be watching with a lot more anticipation. Because if the Mets win the wild card series, guess what? You're going to the NLDS.
Duels, red hot. Fastball just inside.
Oh, where is that pitch?
Marley said no until it's on 2-1.
Where was that
Third
pitch?
walk given up by Manaea, his
Wow.
first since the first inning.
Did not miss by much.
Yeah, easy, but that last pitch prior wasn't. So, oh, my Lord. All right, come on, Sean, get out of it. That was a tough
Taylor,
at bat.
first 6 steals and 7 tries this year. Slide step by Manaea, and the catcher fouls back. 0-1.
It's the man you want to put red hot Reynolds in the on-deck circle. You want him leading off the inning.
Or lengthens his lead. Manaea this time hangs the leg, and that throws
Nice
the runner.
pitch.
Nicely done by
Come on.
Manaea. What Michelle was talking about earlier. He is varying his moves to the plate, and it has really cut down on the running game. Oh, and 2 down to McCutcheon. He's 0 for 5 in this series. And he hits it hard. That's a foul ball. Just barely missed an extra base hit. Bart hit one in that same spot that just stayed fair. John Tumpane, who drew the wrath of the Pirates yesterday, making that call. Foul ball. Tough to tell from here.
That's close, man.
That would be a down the line shot.
And that would have been the same kind of play off the wall of Ferrum that McNeil would have had to do a bit of.
He would have thrown somebody else in. Manaea head on McCutcheon, 0-2. He goes away. McCutcheon 1 for 10 in his career against Manaea. He's now 37 years old. Round pick by the Pirates 19 years ago out of high school in Fort Meade, Florida. His career with the Pirates, and now the last 2. He's moving up some very impressive all-time Pirate lists for a franchise that has had great offensive players throughout its history. Swing,
Yeah.
Vince, you got him
All right,
back for a sweeper.
All right, so just under 80 pitches for Sean Manaea. He'll definitely come out in the 6th inning. Probably be his last inning, unless he gets a very quick inning, maybe a couple of pitches, maybe get through, come out for the 7th. But definitely will come out for the 6th. Come on, guys, we're wasting a good start from Manaea right here. Get some runs. Get some runs. Daniel, what is that, like a plus 400, plus 350 maybe for that money line for the Mets and Alvey home run? Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Mets Watch Party right here on the channel. Pirates-Mets Game 3 scoreless in the first 6 innings, going to the top of the 7th right now. Definitely a pitcher's duel with Ortiz and Manaea. Both offenses had a couple of opportunities with guys on base, but nothing really developing enough to get some going. But let's get the offense going here, guys. Get some runs and talk about a W right after the game. Let's see what's going on. Alvarez's home run is plus 500. That's an insane number. I mean, did you get it throughout the game or was it before the game? Because that plus 500 is crazy. That seems like pretty damn good odds for a guy that can hit a ball 500 feet. Okay, you bet that's a crazy number. And JD's plus 380. That's insane. Brad, we're still working on it. Again, CP's in Florida. Hayden is in Cleveland. Me and Hector trying to work out a schedule as well. Like, we want to get all 4 of us together. It's just that, it's the summertime. People travel, So Hayden's in Cleveland right now, in Ohio. CP's in Florida. So, to take some time out of the day, on vacation. Not cool to ask people for that, but hopefully soon.
The Mets batting order against
all right.
Ortiz, who's retired
9-1-2 for the Mets in the top of the
5 innings and given up just 3 hits. Ortiz takes a ball for a strike and it's 0-2. Ortiz has been filling the strike zone all afternoon. He's
got 70 pitches, so I don't think he's going to go anywhere right now. Come on.
Slider off the plate, it's 1-2. Luis Ortiz, 25-year-old from the Dominican Republic. 15 starts for the Pirates last year, just his 2nd start of this year. He's been primarily used as a long man. That's plunked towards second and snagged out of the air, I thought. He caught it on the fly, and that's the first out. Checking with the studio. Gary Apple has a game break brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Gary.
Daniel, don't jinx yourself.
The Nationals are going to be such a different team than the one we saw just a few days ago when they come into Citi Field on Tuesday. No more Joey Meneses, no more Nick Senzel. Rosario was let go right before that series. They will have going for them on Tuesday in the first game of that series is Jake Irvin, who the Mets couldn't touch on July 4th.
He threw a brilliant ball game.
8 innings, no runs, 1 hit. So the Mets will see if they can do better against him on the second try. So Quintana will open that series on Tuesday after Christian Scott goes in the final game of this series tomorrow. Lindor at a base hit to right center his last time up. He takes a fastball down, 2 balls and a strike. He's still throwing 99. His average fastball velocity coming into the day for his 4-seamer was 95.9, but he's thrown a lot of 98s and some 99s today. And Lindor takes a changeup for a strike, and it's 2-2.
Oh, it's just done.
All right, who's going to score first?
That's what we said on Thursday. It was Jesse Winker. No Jesse Winker in that Pirate dugout, is there?
No.
2-2 coming. Now back. High
That was
fastball.
a pitch to drive,
Randy
Frankie.
Nimmo waits on deck. Starting their third time around the batting order against Ortiz. No hint of action in the Pirates bullpen. Only at 77 pitches. He threw 85 in that first start against the Reds. That's his high pitch count for the year. Or there's the cutter foul.
Oh, bad play by the ball girl down there. Got by her. But not far. A good attempt on the backhand. Just didn't have enough extension.
Those black pants with the white Pirate uniform. Do you remember when the Pirates had the interchangeable parts? They had the pinstripes. Yep. The
All right, well, at least Lindor's getting that pitch count up a little bit, working the count.
Like a pinstripe top
Next
and a
pitch can
gold
be the
bottom, or
80th pitch.
sometimes a black top and a pinstripe bottom.
It was awful. They were like bumblebees when they wore the yellow. Yellow jackets and then bumblebees. That was the old Pops, Willie Stargell days.
Eighth pitch of the at bat coming to Lindor. And Francisco pops it up
All right.
right near home plate. Joey Bart drops the mask.
Oh, he dropped it. He dropped it.
Fell out of the webbing
Wow.
of the glove. And Lindor gets a life.
All right, Frankie, make him pay.
He had plenty of time to get up.
You know what's
And
funny?
he had it.
Lindor
But
should
then when
have
it hit the ground. It fell
uh,
out.
ran to first base, but like that ball would have bounced fair somehow.
Assumed the score will.
But he touched
Error.
it, so.
Not
But
not
that's
very
crazy.
good. It's gotta be.
All right, Francisco, make him pay.
Lindor gets another
Got an
crack
extra
at it.
life there.
Ninth pitch of the at bat coming from Ortiz. And he flies this one foul off
All
to
right.
the left. That'll go
Make
out of
him work.
play. The at bat continues.
Nice at bat with 8 pitch at bat. Making that pitch count increase at the very least.
They're calling it a no play on the Bart drop.
No error?
Oh, that's a terrible scoring
So
decision.
it has to be.
Pitch number 10 to Lindor. He fouls back
All
another
right.
one.
Still following
Really
his
good
pitches
pitch.
up.
Now gets the run. That becomes another run. That's all you have to get paid.
Unless nothing, it's an uneventful.
If nothing happens in the at bat, then you don't care so much. At least the pitcher doesn't care. Lindor cracks one
Yeah.
deep right field.
Get out.
Toward the wall, and it's
Oh.
off the fence.
Off the top of the
Lindor's gonna
wall.
have to hustle to get to second. Olivares' throw is not in
All right,
time.
Francisco. Good job.
Lindor hit a bullet off the 21-foot high scoreboard
Just
fence.
missed. But
His 26th
got him in a score
double of the
position.
year. The Mets
that's
are
how you make him
business
pay right there. Good job.
Well,
That's a good
should
at bat
have
right
been
there.
on the bench. How often does that happen?
Just missed. Damn it.
Down and in where he likes it. Bullet, laser beam.
8 miles an hour off the
All right,
bat. That's
come on,
a home
JD.
run in a lot of ballparks.
Oh,
but with
did
the
he
high
just
fence
knock
in
Ortiz
right
out of the
field,
game?
It kept it in. 1 feet high in right field in tribute.
All right, so they're talking to the pitcher right now. I'm going to lower it because they're playing some music at the ballpark. Just not to get copyrighted for some damn music. All right, so Brandon Nimmo. I'm sorry. Why did I say JD Murray? Brandon Nimmo. I'm so used to Lindor not leading off. Jesus, it's been a while. All right, Lindor's on second, 1 out. Brandon Nimmo up.
Ortiz. Nobody up
Come
in
on,
that
Brandon.
Pirate bullpen. Although that looks like it's about to change. We're at second with 1 out. And Ortiz would give him a look as Lindor was dancing around a little bit. According to StatCast, that would have been a home run in 14 of the 30 major league parks.
I believe it.
Nimmo takes fastball low and in for ball 1.
Big hole on that left side of the infield with Triolo playing up the middle to keep Lindor close.
Fans making themselves heard. pulled down to first, handled by Connor Joe. He takes it to the bag for the second out.
Yeah, he was playing very deep at first base
Off
too.
the bat, right at him.
That's a nice throw.
So now 2 out.
All right, JD, come on.
Tie-breaking run at third. And here's J.D. Martinez. Who hit one hard back to the box his last time up that Ortiz was able to snag. Lindor at third with 2 out. And J.D. bounces one slowly to third. Brian Hayes makes the
God damn it. Well, Mets don't score in the top of the 6th. Going to the bottom of the 6th. No score still. God damn it. Oh, Shomani is coming out for the bottom of the 6th. Hopefully he puts up another 0. And the offense can try to score a run here. It's one of those games, guys. One of those games. Mets do not score with a man on second and 1 out after the Lindor double. Nimmo grounds out to first. And then JD to third to end the inning. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in to Mets Watch Party Live right here on the channel. Make sure if you haven't as of yet, hit on that like button. And for the remainder of the game, get some more people in here and hang out with us. The score is 0-0, Christopher. 0-0. I know, shocking. But it's 0-0 going to the bottom of the 6th. And I know a lot of people, Brad asked about the roundtable again. You know, CP and Hector are both enjoying their summer on vacation right now, so don't want to try to, get them in on a schedule, because, when you're on vacation, you're doing a whole bunch of other things. But at some point, we're going to do a roundtable, hopefully in the next couple of days. We were trying to do it today or tomorrow. I'm not sure if tomorrow is possible, but still TBD. It's possible it could be tomorrow, but still got to try to get everybody together. We want all 4 of us there, right? It's been a stretch of games now where it's, you get into close to that 100-game mark, closer to the All-Star break. So we're going to try to do the best we can to get that roundtable ready to go and up and have some fun on that. But, hey, right now the Mets are 0-0 with the Pirates. Going to the bottom, the bottom of the 6th. And Shomani will be on the mound. He has, I believe, just under 80 pitches. So it's probably going to be his last inning unless he has a really quick inning. And we'll see. So here we go. Bottom of the 6th. And he just gave up a base hit. Oh, what a play, Nimmo. All right. 1 pitch, 1 out, baby. All right, Brandon. That definitely saved the hit, maybe a double.
On this ball, off the bat. Hasn't played a ton of center field this year, but he can still play out there.
All right, Brandon, good job.
Great read and took a base hit away from the Pirates' best hitter. Much to the delight of Sean Manaea, just threw his 80th pitch of the day. As Connor Joe's walked and grounded out. He takes it back to a cutter for a strike.
1 pitch, 1 out. I take it.
The Mets have held Reynolds in check today. He's gone 0 for 3. And that's huge if you want to beat this Pirates team. Joe pops one up. Iglesias retreats.
2 outs.
And
all right.
hopefully Manaea has
3 pitches,
outs
2 outs.
3 pitches.
That's what we need right here.
Get through Nick Gonzalez quickly. He might have a chance to go 7 for a second straight start.
Come on.
97 pitches. He's given up nothing today. 2 hits. There's Nick Gonzalez. He chases the cutter for strike 1. Pirates bullpen is busy. Carmen Majinski is up, which is interesting because Majinski served as an opener for Luis Ortiz on several occasions this year. Now Ortiz has given the Pirates 6 scoreless innings as a starter, and Majinski behind him instead of ahead of him.
All right.
1-2 now to Gonzalez. Manaea has walked 3, struck out
85
5, given up
pitches.
2 singles, both of them pulled by right-hand batters. One went off Vientos' glove. It was the hit by Hayes, and then Bart hit one right over the bag And then McNeil not trying to stretch to a double. Good in. Ortiz has every reason to be happy. Bringing an excellent start today.
Like a run. So with Mania.
Gonzalez just taps one foul on the sweeper.
If Mania gets Gonzalez out here, I bring him out for the 7th.
Gonzalez 1 for 10 in this series. He took over as the regular second baseman for the Pirates in the middle of May. 1-2 coming. Stairs, 2-2. A lot of Gonzalez is a bat first second baseman. Getting a cleanup spot today against the lefty. Goes away with the changeup and misses.
Showing he's starting to drag that arm, so he might be getting tired.
Quickly disposed of the first two. 3-2 to Gonzalez.
Got him. Nice pitch.
6 strikeouts.
All right, 6 strikeouts for Mania. 6 scoreless innings for Sean Mania. Only 2 hits today. It looked like that last inning, at least the last batter, Sean Mania was dragging that arm a little bit. You can see that's a little bit of fatigue right there. So pretty sure that he's going to be done after this inning. I don't think you want to risk throwing him in there for the 7th and walking a couple of guys or even the first batter, and then you got to bring the bullpen in. Give the bullpen a fresh inning. And, he pitched 6 scoreless innings. I'll take that every day of the week for Sean Mania. Two starts in a row, 7 innings and 6 innings. I'll take that. So we got 7, 8, and 9 is probably going to go to the bullpen. But let's talk about 4, 5, 6 up for the Mets. You got Alonso, Alvarez, and Stewart trying to get some runs for Sean Mania. Last opportunity to get a W for Sean Mania, or at least have an opportunity to get a win for Sean Mania as good as he pitched. Daniel, this is a spot where you can take a solo home run, right? Get the Mets on the board, take the lead late in the game. Again, I have more confidence in Alonso doing that than putting guy on first and second with less than 2 outs and Pete Alonso. I don't know why. Like, would I be shocked if Pete Alonso hits a solo here? No, because he hits these solo home runs like he does. Even in key spots, he'll hit those solo home runs. When men on base, he struggles with, regardless. So, let's see. Give me that solo home run. I'll take that. I'll damn sure take that solo home run right now to give us a 1-0 lead going, or at least to start the inning with a 1-0 lead. Get it going. Duran, hope he hits a double. Seems like Duran bet on that, right? He's hoping that parlay hits. Yeah, absolutely. And look, he started off in the first 2 innings looking like he wasn't going to go far. Let's see if Pete Alonso can get a run on the board here.
Pete Alonso leads off the bench.
All right, so Ortiz is out of the game.
Alonso has one of the Mets' 4 hits in this game, a single to left in the second, flight out of the 4th against Luis Ortiz, who was tremendous today for the Pirates. Majinski throws a slider to the backstop, 1-1.
There's Majinski's numbers, silent L and a silent D in that pronunciation.
And a silent C, too. Just pretend there's a J in there somewhere.
Well.
I mean, sometimes you just don't know. I mean, we grew up with Carl Yastrzemski, right? And you had to ignore a couple of letters in there. Yastrzemski. Or you can call him Yaz. Much easier. Or you can call him Majinski. Moch. A lot of letters, some of which have absolutely no purpose.
Well, unnecessary.
He catches the outside corner with a cutter, and it's 2-2. Alonso, Alvarez, and Stewart for the Mets in the 7th. We were in a very similar game just 3 days ago with the Nats. Then they went scoreless into the 8th. So now they get the starter out of the game after 6.
Well, easy. They're not bad numbers.
3-2 to Alonso. Ortiz didn't walk anybody in his 6
They don't jump off the page. And that's the issue, right? That's the
Jasinski
issue
in
we
his
talked
second
about.
year with the
Peter.
Pirates. Yeah, but last year was in 35 games. It was really good.
Oh, Pete.
3-2 coming. And he got him looking at a fastball.
Guess what Pete Alonso was looking for? A slider.
Start the seventh.
And throw a fastball right down the middle. He's looking for that slider. He was waiting for that slider on the outside corner. Exactly what he was looking for.
On for
All right,
Francisco
Francisco, come on.
Alvarez. Most of these Mets, they're facing Majinski for the first time. Only J.D. Martinez and Tyrone Taylor have won at bat against this guy. Cutter misses for ball one. Alvarez grounded into a double play. Then at a spinning ground ball to first in the fourth. He's 0 for 2. Hitless in his last 9 at bats. And Alvarez sucks one in the right center field.
That might be a double. That's good. Come on, Frankie. Come on, baby. There we go. That's a double.
Alvarez cruises into second base with his 11th double of the year.
All right. Run on. One of them scoring position. 2 innings in a row. We'll see if we can get it done here.
Now Alvarez likes that ball up and out over the plate. He likes to play that ball the other way.
Pinch it for DJ here, or are we going to leave him in? Let's see what he does. Let's see what Mendoza does.
So the tie-breaking run at second with 1 out for DJ Stewart, who could really do something good.
Come on, DJ.
Stewart 0 for 2 today.
Get up the pine here. Let's go.
5 for his last 51. That's a strike.
Yeah, that pressure of a contract is not easy, huh?
Taylor has gotten the bulk of the playing time in right field in the absence of Starling Marte.
Face it.
He's going to be re-examined this coming week. But it's going to be at least a few more weeks for Marte to be out. So more opportunities presenting themselves. It's ball and he's swung underneath it. It's 0-2.
Daniel, I might have as well, but I don't want to be that guy that I always talk about. Is wait for the result to happen and then say you should have pitched it. I don't like doing that. I would have, but
DJ watches up and away, 1-2. It's now with 5 hits for the day. Alvarez at second with 1 out. And Stewart takes another high fastball, and it's 2-2.
Let's go. Reed Garrett
is up in the Mets bullpen. Garrett threw 26 pitches yesterday. I was surprised to see him. Very surprised. Diaz should be good to go if the Mets get in that situation.
All right. DJ got the full count.
3-2. Threw just 11 pitches in his return to action yesterday. Daniel Nunez had a quick inning as well. He only threw 8 pitches in the 8th.
Yes, he did. Buto in his 1 2/3 through 16.
Right. But I don't think they'll bring him back to back. No, not yet. Still burning ways.
Well, Daniel, you know what he's probably trying to do? Trying to save Nunez and Diaz for the 8th and the 9th. And there ain't really anybody else to trust except for those 2 guys, and for the most part, Reed Garrett.
And he punts one into shallow center. Coming on, Taylor got a late start, but he gets there to make the count. Stewart is retired, 2 away. Jammed him.
Oh, a little stutter step by Taylor's, but his speed.
Easy, I agree, but again, who else do you trust? Like you can put Nunez in the 7th inning, but again, if you use him for the 7th and 8th, he's not pitching for the next day or 2. That's the issue you got to think about too. You know, so you're going to try to get Garrett through the 7th, so you have Nunez and Diaz for the 8th and the 9th, and you also get Nunez for tomorrow as well. Because if you use both of these, if you use 2 of these, Nunez and Diaz, they're both not pitching tomorrow.
In this series.
And then you're really going to be in a bind. That's the issue.
It almost got
past
Bart. Backhand stop on the slider, and it's 2-0. Really just a backhand there. University of South Carolina product, Carmen Majinski. And Vientos swings and misses at a cutter, and it's 2-1. Jeff McNeil would be next. Garrett throwing in the Mets bullpen. Manaea has thrown 89 pitches through 6 scoreless innings. 2-1 coming. And Vientos grounds it to third. Hayes has got it. And the throw across the diamond is curved.
Well, Mets don't score in the top of the 7th. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Still no score. Reed Garrett's coming into the ball game again. A lot of people don't like that move, but again, we wanted Nunez. You want Nunez in there, but if Nunez comes in, who's pitching the 8th? Nunez, right? So you're going to have Nunez pitch 2 innings, not have him for the next 2 days, and then what? Possibly lose the ball game too. So that's the reason why. You're going to try to push Garrett into the 7th, so you got your 2 best pitchers in Nunez and Diaz for the 9th inning. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Yeah, all right, Daniel, but who would you rather not have, Garrett or Nunez for the next 2 days? That's the idea. And Garrett seems to bounce back after 1 day. So Nunez can't come back after 1 day of pitching multiple innings. He needs 2 days off. It's already been proven. Garrett can come back after 1 day off. So the fact that you got to use Garrett is, well, I hope so. Like, that's the idea, right? I'd love for a lot of these guys to shut me up, but they got to get the job done. Listen, I don't care about rest. Get it done, right? Your manager called you, get it done, right? We talk about this all the time, right? Garrett probably told Mendoza, hey, look, I'm good. So Mendoza's like, great, I have an extra arm I can trust. We only have really 3 guys that he really trusts in his bullpen, in Garrett, Nunez, and Diaz. That's all he has. Like, you would put Ottavino in right now. He's pitched a little bit better, but man, I get it, but I don't know, man. I don't know. You got to find a way to win this game. I don't know if Ottavino. Well, easy if he does. Are you just going to blame Reed Garrett? You're going to blame the Mets offense for not doing anything. All right, let's see.
Rodriguez with an extra base hit. It bounces away from Cespedes.
Yeah, they're not doing that. I mean, they might. Oh, that was a great game, and Cespedes threw him out at third. Daniel, I went down too before the volume went up. Now, I wouldn't mind Sherman coming back in and maybe get at least one batter, but I doubt it. I doubt it.
15 home runs in 6 weeks. Other plays like that as well. For 6 weeks, even more incredible than I thought it was longer. Boy, oh boy. And that was Sandy Alderson's 4th choice. Remember, it was other guys out there that he settled on Cespedes.
All right, you got it.
Let's make changes in their outfield. Harrison Bader's going to come in to play center field. Brandon Nimmo moves to left field. Jeff McNeil moves to right field. So Stewart is out. Reed Garrett, after throwing 26
I like that outfield coming
barely
in.
Escaping
Nimmo to left, Bader in center.
In the 7th inning is
and
back for more today.
McNeil to right.
So it's now Nimmo in left, Bader in center, McNeil in right. P. Brian Hayes, first man to face Garrett, and then we'll probably see left-handed pinch hitters. O'Neal Cruz to come out on deck to pinch hit.
Well, it was Sandy Olson's first choice. You don't forget about that.
Joshua Palacios is left.
I agree, Hector, 100%.
Fastball
All right.
in for a strike.
Those 2 strikes.
0-2 to Hayes. Base hit off Vientos' glove his last time up was only.
I agree, Hector. I think that was an interesting call. If you're going to take 2 out anyway, why not just pinch it later?
Yesterday, walked 2 batters in a row and nearly walked the third. Now into the ground on the splitter, and it's 0-2. Pinch hit. He had a 2-run homer yesterday, but the only Pirate runs. Since then, the Pirates have been shut out for the next 11 innings. 0-2 from Garrett. Hughes takes a splitter that bounces in, 1-2. This is the 5th time this season that Garrett has pitched on back-to-back days. And on the second day, his ERA is 5.79. Holderman
coming in for the top of the
up in the Pirates bullpen. He's been their primary setup man. 1-2 coming. And he just got a piece of that split to stay in the at-bat.
Good
Pirates are
way of
without
training
their
up out there
regular
for
David Bednar on the injured list, or all-star closer for the Pirates the last several years. Got an oblique injury, so Aroldis Chapman has been closing games with Holderman setting up. Should have Nunez and Diaz available behind Garrett. 1-2 coming to Hayes. And he missed inside with the fastball. He's just not putting people away with the splitter the same way he did earlier in the year.
He's lost command of it.
That's right, Hector. Let's beat Holderman before we trade for him.
He was just spot on all his pitches early. But he's been pounding a lot of them in the strike down in the dirt.
Hayes fouls off another fastball. So 7 pitches deep in this at-bat. There's Bednar, who they say is going to start a rehab assignment sometime this coming week. Big loss. Remember, they've got a veteran closer in Chapman picking up the slack. 8th pitch of the at-bat. And Hayes again lays off the splitter, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, that splitter's not fooling batters
right
right now.
It's been going for Reed Garrett. It gets ahead and can't put him away. Early in the season, once he got ahead, that splitter was his put-away pitch.
That splitter is just his release point is the problem with the splitter right now.
3-2 coming. No, got a fastball and fouled it back.
He's got to find that release point for the splitter. Either that or he's holding on to the ball way too long, and that's why he's not getting that late movement instead of the movement way too early before he reaches the batter.
Don't want to have a leadoff walk here.
This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat coming to Hayes. He lines one in the right center for a base hit. He'll get over to cut it off.
When you have to throw fastballs because the splitter's not working.
Hayes has his second hit of the game. Third for the Pirates. And the lead man on.
Mike, I don't agree with that. I think Showman Iyer looked like that last batter. He looked like he was getting tired.
Could not get it done.
I agree. I would have let Showman Iyer in. But well, here we go.
Splitter. So, lead one aboard. Nobody out. And O'Neal Cruz will be the pinch hitter. Cruz had a 2-run homer yesterday. He's 3 for 7 in this series. This one made it into the alligator. 45. It's left-hander. The 4th one that clears his head to the drink this year. So he's dangerous. 15 home runs on the season, but also 100.
All right, bottom of the 7th, nobody out, 1 man on, no score. O'Neal Cruz is pinch hitting.
6 scoreless innings today, lowered his season ERA to 3.43 and lowered his ERA with Alvarez catching him to 1.33. Alvarez has to try and nurse Reed Garrett through this inning. Hayes at first has 7 steals on the year. Cruz takes the first pitch splitter out of the strike zone. Cruz, who missed most of last season with a broken ankle, he is just dripping with talent. Got that splitter off the end of the bat.
Well, that was 2 good splitters in a row from Garrett. I guess those splitters to stay by the knees and drop a little bit.
Even though it has not agreed with him so far. Brew's looking for his first ever pinch hit. He's got 0 for 7 in his career as a pinch hitter. And takes yet another splitter outside. It's 2-1. 3 in a row. The moment is on deck. Les and Sawinski and Palacios and Grandal, all his potential left-handed pinch hitter. 2-1. And foul.
4 splitters in a row. Interesting.
Garrett, it's 2-2.
Yeah, he tried to throw to the back door on him.
You know, I might be crazy, but I gotta try to throw a fastball up in the zone.
Struck out both of them. He's at first and nobody out. He's never moved.
Oh, looks
2-2
like
coming.
splitter.
And he fouled back.
Good
Another
pitch.
splitter.
Well, it was a foot outside.
It's gonna be tough to get the double play with O'Neill with Cruz's speed.
6'7".
Yeah, Mike, but 6'5", 245 doesn't mean you're not gonna be tired. Like, I mean, come on. I'm not saying he was, but that last at bat looked like it took a lot out of him.
Just looking for an out.
Come on, Reed, let's go.
Getting the 2-2. And he tapped that splitter foul.
All splitters.
So Brew's able to stay in the at bat.
I don't know, I feel like you're trying to sneak a fastball by him now.
He's swinging at those pitches a foot outside. Boy, he's in a defensive mode.
So I think you're going to throw a fastball up in the zone.
Make sure it's
let her high.
Up and in.
All these splitters in a row.
10 pitch at bat for Hayes. Now the 7th pitch of the at bat coming
back outside.
to Cruz.
They're going to go with another split. Oh, maybe fastball.
Splitter that
Too many splitters.
It's that arm side that misses last night. Too much through fielders from just runs away. Will they send the runner? I doubt it.
Cruz strikes out a lot, so it would be a gamble. Or checks him up. Three-two coming to Cruz. Not going. Struck him out. Went back
all splitters. Nice hit.
It strikes out O'Neill Cruz for the
every
first down.
pitch was a splitter. That is a very interesting pitch selection to that at bat. But that was one of the good ones. Look where that started. Started knee high and just dropped. That was a great splitter right there. All right, come on. We got 2 off to go. Come on.
Velez got a fluke single against Garrett.
Now we can try to turn a double play here.
Against Reed yesterday. That's a 2 home runs in the first game of the series. Slam. Only 1 home run through the end of May. He's now hit 6 since then. Good at the 2 in the first game of the series. He's at first and 1 out. Velez takes fastball just for May. This is the 3rd batter for Garrett. We're going to get somebody else up in the bullpen now. Remember, he threw 26 pitches yesterday. This is going to be his 20th pitch of this inning. And Velez takes a slider for a strike, and the snap throw by
Alvarez. Easy.
And it gets back.
You don't want to throw that away and put him in scoring position. You got a double play in order here.
A lot of trust in Garrett, working his 2nd straight day. Ball on a strike to Tellez.
Where was that pitch?
Just missed near the top of the zone. 2-1. Oh. Joey Bart is the on-deck batter. Two-one coming. Velez
All
fouls
right.
off the fastball.
Good outside fastball. Come on, Reed, let's go.
What? Almost a foot outside.
Ottavino's warming
Now
up.
Adam Ottavino starts to loose it. Garrett up to 22 pitches, 48 now in the last 2 days. Velez has 5 career pinch hit home runs. 1 for 8 as a pinch hitter this year. We'll use his timeout. Finding themselves in another scoreless duel. They've had 5 hits. The Pirates just 3.
Come on.
One of them is Brian Hayes leading off the inning. Hayes has not moved from first base. With the strikeout of Cruz, and now the first 4 pitches to Velez in a very close play. And a quick
Check
move by
that.
Garrett. Hayes just got the hand. Not much of a lead either, Garrett.
Ah,
They
no.
barely got that hand back before the tag on the shoulder. 2-2 to Rowdy Tellez. It's hit to the right side. Chance for Iglesias. Goes to second. Gets the force. The relay by.
Got him. Yeah.
Double play. Side
Yes.
tire.
What a turn.
Iglesias and Lindor
Yes.
pull off another one. They're
He got
second
him.
of the day.
Yes.
And they double up.
Let's
Tellez.
go. Let's go. What a double play. That was not an easy one. That was a slow ground ball. 4-6-3 double play to end the inning, and Reed Garrett takes care of business. Who was worried about Reed Garrett? Bring up your names right now. You know who you are. But Mets get out of the inning with the big double play by Reed Garrett, turning it by Iglesias Lindor. 4-6-3 to end the inning. And now the offense got to score some damn runs. Oh, damn, no. Not me, buddy. Not me. You wanted out of Stinko, and somebody else wanted. Look, I don't mind it because of the fact that there's not a lot of guys you can trust in there, and you got to save Nunez for the 8th and the 9th. You just have to. But he got it done. And listen, that's a good inning for Garrett here. You know, he didn't walk guys. You know, he had a couple of deep counts, but he got the job done. Sorry. Give me 1 second. Gotta text the group. All right. Here we go. So we're going to the top of the 8. No score still? Yeah, Daniel, absolutely. And they're going to be in there, right? I don't think Ottavino is going to come in the 8th because I think Met fans will have a heart attack. So I don't see any reason why you wouldn't put Nunez unless there's something up with Nunez. He can't get loose or whatever. Again, we won't know that until after the game. So just don't assume that Ottavino's coming in the 8th because Mendoza thinks he's the greatest pitcher ever and putting him in the 8th inning. All right, guys, so here we go. We got the top of the 8th. We still got no score. We're going to have Vientos, McNeil, Iglesias, and Colin Holderman is in the game.
Right field, and the fullback Colin Holderman is on the pitch. He's having a great year.
I'm sorry,
Jeff
it's not. I'm
McNeil to
sorry
lead
about that.
off.
It is
He's
McNeil.
his
Excuse me,
first
McNeil,
cutter for
Iglesias,
91.
Lindor. 891.
Neil Iglesias and Lindor for the Mets in the 8th. Carmen Majinski worked around a double by Alvarez in the 7th.
All right, we ain't calling that pitch.
Gets that just out of the strike zone, 1-1.
He's asking if it was down. I agree with him. What was that pitch?
Colin Holderman, now 28 years old.
Come on, Jeff.
Nice work with the Mets in 2022 before he was traded for Daniel Vogelbach. And he had a good year for the Pirates last year, and he's having a great year for the Pirates this year. The ball pitchers only giving up 2 home runs this season. Doesn't walk people. Holderman getting a little tussle with the home plate umpire Nick Marley about getting a new baseball.
Come on, Jeff.
1-2 to McNeil with Iglesias on deck. And Jeff takes slider outside, and it's 2-2.
Yeet, probably, if it goes to that point. But after the ninth inning, we go into extras. It's kind of all hands on deck and see what happens at that point.
Goes down swinging on the fly.
God damn it. 1-out.
Just pulling off like he's been doing all year, and he can't cover that outside corner.
Respecting high-speed hitting, Mark Vientos' base hit to left in the third inning is the hardest hit ball today.
All right, Jose, come on.
Dave, when nobody has scored, let's have 5 hits. The Pirates have 3. There's Iglesias. He takes a fastball for a strike. Iglesias lined out to right in the third, and then hit a soft liner to second in the 6th. Started that double play at the bottom of the 7th. You often see double plays turned on a ball hit like that. Long throw to make and not hit very hard.
You got to have a slow runner to help you, but still, it's all the agility and quickness.
Iglesias waving in the slider up.
He was swinging for the fences on that pitch. I don't blame him. Oh, that was, oh my God.
Cisco Lindor has got 2 hits today, is on deck.
Sometimes Iglesias can overswing. He takes a rip for a little guy.
Lindor's had the best swings of any Met today. Luis Ortiz shut the Mets out for the first 6, Majinski in the 7th. And now that's
a base hit.
Middle.
Yeah. All right, okay. Come on, Frankie. Junior, what's up, buddy?
Got enough of that slider off the end of the bat and chunked it into
good
center
pizza,
field.
2-out hitting, 2-strike hitting right there. Good job.
Pulled off the slider prior, and this time he stays in. Four stolen bases for.
All right, Francisco, let's go.
Holderman's going to have to pay attention to him.
Get that ball a little bit more up.
Now Lindor singled to right center and then hit a bullet off the wall in right for a double. Opposing base stealers are 6 for 6 against Holderman this year. And Lindor tries to hold, and he stopped it in time.
Thank you, Blue.
Ball 1. Lindor 0 for 2 in his career against Holderman. Daniel Nunez getting ready for the bottom of the 8th
Nunez
inning.
warming up right now with the bullpen.
Hayes is playing in on the grass at third.
Thank God.
Which is a little surprising.
It's
Very
not out of
surprising.
Come on, Frankie.
There goes Iglesias.
Oh,
the throw by Park
see.
second is
Oh, I don't know about did he?
He was caught stealing. 2 out. Good pitch to throw on.
Damn it.
Got him. The tag's high. Good jump.
Good jump, too.
It throws right to the back. On the fanny, got him. On his legs and up in the air.
And now a great slide.
Damn
So
it.
2 out and nobody on.
I don't even think
Two
you put
without
the
the
steal
count,
sign on
Lindor.
anymore. I think they just, nowadays, they just let the runner make the decision, unfortunately.
Yeah,
All right, Frankie, let's hit one over the wall, baby.
3-0 to Lindor with Brandon Nimmo waiting on deck. Well, in this spot, tie game, 8th inning, 2 out, nobody on. Got to be thinking about getting one to hit out of the ball.
I'll let Lindor swing here. If it's a pitch middle in that
Doesn't
he
give up
likes,
many home runs, sinker ball pitcher. And he throws that one to the backstop for ball 4. And Lindor will jog down to first as Bart retrieves it. And the Mets have a 2-out base runner. Lindor's on base for the 3rd time today. The City Probables for the final game of the series. 12:35 first pitch tomorrow. Christian Scott gets the start for the Mets against Mitch
I
Keller.
agree, Hector, but you know how it is. They don't give these runners stop signs anymore or steal signs anymore.
3 and
It's
3
basically-
on this road trip.
It's your decision on the base path, and I hate that so much.
Today's game.
Let the manager
and
make
then
those
tomorrow,
decisions.
still a
You
chance
put it
for
into
a
the
winning
players'
trip,
hands.
despite
Obviously,
losing
they
3 in a
always
row
think they're gonna
ultimately.
do what they need to do to make it
Matt
happen.
Nimmo's had a rough day at the
You got
plate,
to.
though.
That's not a
3
manager
strikeouts
decision.
and ground-out.
They
Cold
don't
strike.
they don't do
Right,
signs
that's
like that
first
anymore.
strike. One bullet with the man on base, right at the first base.
All right, Brandon, come on.
Pull on the right side. On the infield, they're playing him to pull. We've seen Brandon with 2 strikes going down that left field line.
Well, Lindor's on base. Iglesias
Now
tried
this
to
is not a
steal,
bad
was thrown
time for
out.
Lindor to steal a base.
Nimmo
Oh,
tries one further.
get out,
Left
baby.
center field. Back goes Reynolds near the wall. It's off the
Come on,
wall.
Frankie, run, baby. Run. Run. Yeah. All right, Brandon. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. 1-0 Mets, baby. There we go. There we go. Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
Been fascinating. Had Cruz handled that ball well because he's got such a strong arm.
Brandon Nimmo coming up clutch again.
Lindor scores
1-0 Mets.
easily on the double by Nimmo. Let's see the relay here.
He was set. Yep. It would have been a close play.
All right. Come on, JD. Get Lindor home. I mean, Brandon, excuse me.
Against the former Met.
Yeah, you're my favorite player, baby.
As Nimmo drives in his 53rd run of the year.
Unbelievable. What a clutch year he's had. 2-out walk. 2-out RBI.
Now Martinez takes a slider out of the strike zone with 1-1. And Nimmo had the big home run against the Astros in the 7th inning last Sunday. Now the big double in the 8th inning today to get the Mets in front. And Cruz knows. If he'd been able to handle that throw, it would have been a bang-bang play. Very few players in the game throw the ball harder in the field than O'Neal Cruz.
Well, I've just been watching Cruz get set up for defense. All 6, 7 of them are so upright. It's just not in position, a good position to react off the ball off the pass.
2 to Martinez, who's 0 for 3 today, hitless in his last 12 at bats. So the 7th man hit proves the charm as Nimmo gets the lead run home. Reed Garrett now pitcher of record on the long side, and Daniel Nunez getting ready for the bottom of the 8th. And JD takes it high. Now it's 3-2 with Pete Alonso on deck.
You've been pulling that pitch the whole game.
Let's have this set up now the way they wanted with Nunez and Diaz both available for the 8th and 9th. Martinez looking for the 2-out knock to try and get a run in. Holderman takes a look at Nimmo. It's held without a run by Luis Ortiz for the first 6 and Carmen Majinski in the 7th.
I don't think Brandon's going anywhere with Martinez up 3-2 and in the on-deck circle. He's already in scoring position.
Holderman's just buying himself some time. Martinez takes a slider outside for ball 4.
All right, Pete, come on.
4 straight Mets have reached
These are your runners right there. There's your RBIs right there, Pete. Come on.
Lacy's got a base hit. He thought stealing. Walk to Lindor. Nimmo's RBI double. And now a walk to Martinez. Pete Alonso will be coming up with 2 men on, and Oscar Marine, Pirates pitching coach, heads out to the mound.
All right, guys. So the Mets got first and second, 2 outs. Pete Alonso coming up. Big clutch hit by Brandon Nimmo to bring home Lindor from first base as Lindor walked. And the Mets are leading 1-0 in the top of the 8th. Let's see if we can add a couple more insurance runs here as Nunez will be coming in the 8th with the lead. Maybe more than 1 run. We'll see. But come on, Pete. This is what we were talking about earlier in the game. Runners on base in big spots for Pete Alonso. You got to come through here. Come on, Pete. I don't need a home run here. Give me a ball in the gap.
It's 1 for 3 today. The base hit back in the 2nd.
Right,
takes a sinker out of the strike zone for ball 1. It's 0 for 2 in his career against Holderman. 4 straight Mets have reached base. And Alonso grounds one down to Hayes, handles the hop and gets the force. And that retires.
God damn it. All right. Mets finally get a run on the board with the Brendan Nimmo RBI double. And the Mets only get the 1 run. Peter Alonso grounds to third base to end the inning. And we're going to the bottom of the 8th, up by 1 run with Nunez and Diaz, just the way Mendoza was trying to set it up. You got your pitchers for the 8th and the 9th. So we're going to make this clear. There is nobody else you want in the ball game except for Nunez and Diaz, right? Over the next 2 innings. If it happens that it doesn't work out, don't be Monday morning quarterbacking and saying they shouldn't put him in. So just to make that clear, since somebody will probably say that if it doesn't work out. But right now, Mendoza set up the remainder of the game. And the reason why Reed Gower was in the 7th to set up for his 2 best pitchers in Nunez and Diaz coming out of the pen for the 8th and 9th. Now you got to lead. Now you got to hold it. You like insurance runs, but you got 1 run, you deal with it. Now Nunez, who's been damn good, is in the 8th inning. Nobody wanted anybody else in the 8th inning, right? You don't want Ottavino in there or anybody else. And we know who's pitching the 9th, even if there's not a lead, most likely, is probably Edwin Diaz. So let's see how it goes. Yep, absolutely. Daniel, it's the 2 guys you want in the game when it matters. You got a lead. You got that 1 run. I know it's not pretty, not sexy, but it's 1 run. And now it's the bottom of the 8th. The Mets got a 1-0 lead. And we got to get it done. Would you put in Diaz for a 6-out save? Maybe if Nunez doesn't have it in the 8th, yes. But I'm not thinking about that until Nunez gets in trouble. If he doesn't get in trouble, who cares? Like if he gets the first 6 outs, I wouldn't put him in for 2 innings. There's no need for that. If you didn't have anybody available other than Ottavino, and you didn't have Nunez available, then yeah, maybe you would try Diaz for 2 innings. But right now, you got to trust Nunez. He's been one of your better pitchers and probably the best bullpen pitcher, even better than Diaz. Obviously, he's been our best pitcher in the bullpen. So here we go, guys. Bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Mets. All right, good.
Nunez threw his 8
go,
pitches
Nunez. Let's go.
1-2-3-8 yesterday.
He has been solid.
Whew.
Jack Sawinski will pinch it for
Come on.
Joey Bart leading off in the 8th inning.
Be careful
1-0
with
New York.
Sawinski. He's got some sneaky power there.
Sawinski takes a strike. Sawinski was the guy who was at the plate with the bases loaded in the 7th inning yesterday as a pinch hitter against Reed Garrett. And Garrett got the benefit of a call that might have changed the game. And
all right.
this time Sawinski
2 pitches, 2 strikes.
down the count over 2. One pinch hit and take 2 pitches. 1 pitch to Sawinski that was really low that John Tumpane called a strike. Derek Shelton ejected from the game, and then Sawinski struck out on the next pitch. 0-2 coming from Nunez. He puts 1 foul to stay on the at-bat. But Taylor is the on-deck batter, and then Andrew McCutcheon. Keep in mind, as the Pirates use their pinch hitters, they use 2 in the 7th and now another here in the 8th. They have an extra player on their bench, going with the 12-man pitching staff right now. So they have 5 bench players. 0-2 coming. That's a yank foul. So they still have Joshua Palacios, a left-hand batter, and Yasmani Grandal, who's switching and catcher left on their bench.
Four on the bench. 4 on the bench. Yeah. And the DH makes it more practical to do that.
You're not allowed to carry more than 13 pitchers by rule. Thank goodness. 0-2 coming. That just missed a little high. 1-2 to Sawinski. Started the first game of the series and hit a home run. Sawinski's power numbers are down from last year at 26 a year ago, just 8 so far this year. But certainly a big power threat. He skips out of the way of a slider, and it's 2-2.
Almost hit him.
This inning is beginning the way the last one did for Reed Garrett, who had a 10-pitch at bat against Keith Ryan Hayes, gave up a hit. Strike out O'Neill Cruz and get Robbie Telez to ground into a double play. And so Garrett's now pitcher of record on the long side. 2-2 coming from Nunez to Sawinski. And he hits it up the middle for a base hit. On the fastball. Stroked it up the middle. So the Pirates time run forward with nobody out.
Well, down and in where he likes it. It's kind of over the middle. Again, didn't want to lead off walk.
See how the Pirates play this now with their number 9 hitter, Michael Taylor. Iglesias will come in a couple of steps at third. Vientos will come in a couple of steps at third to guard against the bunt. Taylor has struck out and walked in this game, and he does square and bunts it foul. The only thing that mitigates against the bunt in this spot is that you've got an ice-cold McCutcheon on deck.
But Reynolds will hit. Walking if you so desire, even though he's the go-ahead run
If it gets to that point. Sawinski at first.
Oh.
Got 5 steals on the year. Not a big lead. And Taylor again squares, and this time bunts it foul again. And now it's 0-2. Taylor with 2 not very inspired bunt attempts finds himself down in the count. That's 4 sacrifices this year. The Yankees will back up and play even with Baggett. 0-2 coming from Nunez. Wow. And he's bunting on the third strike, and he fouls
Thank
it
you.
off.
That was a nice 1 out for us. We'll take it. Thank you. Now, clearly, that was a manager's fault to let him bunt on 2 strikes. So,
hard to believe that he put that
thank you.
fail attempt.
I'll take that 1 out. That's a free 1 out right there. All right, come
And
on.
again, if you had a hot McCutcheon on deck, it would be one thing, but
All right, come on, double play.
he's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts today. 0 for 6 in this series with 4 strikeouts.
I don't question the bunt from you want to give the first pitch strike, have 1 strike to swing at, and put the bunt on. But putting the bunt on, if it was put back on with 2 strikes, I doubt it.
You used to see that with pitchers batting, never with position players. Now Nicholas is up in the Pittsburgh bullpen. Aroldis Chapman's up as well, the only from Chapman in the circuit. Wherever the Pirates took the lead.
Come on. But I know McCutcheon's struggling and he's up there in age, but he always scares me.
At first with 1 out.
Always scares me.
And McCutcheon breaks his bat and lines it open. It's in the center field. The Pirates have the tying and lead runs on base. Well, McCutcheon with his first hit of this series, a broken back single. Well, to get the bunt down, it's a tie ball game.
Wasn't a bad pitch either. He went down and got that pitch too.
The Pirates have this set up exactly the way they'd like, with their best hitter.
Diaz is warming up.
Edwin Diaz is up in the Mets bullpen. Would the Mets go to him in the 8th inning? No. I don't think he'd be up unless they were considering it.
Nunez has been too good.
All right. Pirates' best hitter.
Reynolds is 0 for 3 today, but he robbed him a hit his last time up on a diving catch by Nimmo in center field. Nimmo's now playing left and Bader's in center. Reynolds had 6 hits in the first 2 games of this series, including a couple of long balls. Sawinski, the tying run at second. McCutcheon at first. 1 out. Reynolds can't hold the swing on the slider.
Nice slider right there.
Reynolds facing Nunez for the first time. Mets have already turned 2 ground ball double plays in this game. And Reynolds again trying to hold, and That time he held the
Oh,
time.
come on.
1 ball, 1 strike. So the slide of Nunez giving Reynolds some fits.
Oh, he went.
Looked close.
He
Not sure
went.
if he held or not. While Diaz is throwing like he means it in the Mets bullpen. Reynolds takes another slider at his feet. And
Not
it's
a bad
2-1.
idea.
Hunter Joe is the on-deck batter.
Come on,
Nunez threw
Nunez.
just 8 pitches yesterday, but pitching back-to-back days and not looking quite as sharp. 2-1 coming. And he got
Nice.
that ball
That's
in
a
on
nice
him
slider.
with the slider, and it's 2-2.
Good slider there. That was a good time.
Woof. Nasty.
He's got a gift out when Taylor struck out trying to bunt. Now facing the best hitter in the Pirates lineup with the tying and go-ahead runs on base. 2-2 coming to Reynolds. He missed with that slider off the plate.
A lot of
3-2.
sliders.
5 straight sliders.
One thing that's characterized Nunez's rookie year is that he's not afraid to attack. 3-2 to Brian Reynolds.
Got him with the slider.
Went right back
That
with
was
the
a nice slider.
2-man
2 outs. Come on. One more.
Out of the
Woo.
strike zone.
Look where that
Start
ball
out at the
started. That ball
knees,
started
starts
waist
down.
high and dropped to his feet.
Watch Nunez's
What a
reaction.
pitch.
Got one more to get.
Yeah, I know Nunez got excited there, but there's one more to get, buddy. Come on.
So he started the first 2 games of the
Come on.
series. Went 2 for 6.
One more.
Native gets to hit against his hometown team, but apparently
Is he
not
bringing in
against
Diaz?
Daniel
Wow.
Nunez. Edwin Diaz is going to be asked to come in and get
Wow.
the final 4 outs.
Hey, Rob, how you doing?
Diaz,
That
well
is
rested as he is off the 10 games.
wow. I'm a little shocked by that. I don't know either, Hector. That's interesting. Now, again, this goal could have been planned out in a way where they didn't want Nunez to throw this many pitches. Maybe. I don't know. But that is, I don't know. Like, do I hate it? No. But it could be questioned. Like, people will kill it if it doesn't work out. But I'm not going to go crazy as I completely don't like it. Again, committee, we're only guessing here, right? It could be the pitch count. I know we don't care about it much, but, Nunez pitch count was up there. He pitched yesterday. So, I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not going to say I don't like it. I don't like it, but if it works, great. If it doesn't, it'll be questioned, right? Just like every move. I agree. But I'm kind of 50-50. I don't like it, but then again, this is a situation. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he just got the strikeout, so I don't know. I don't know, man. If it works out, Mendoza looks like a genius. If he doesn't, we kill him, right? That's how it works. But God damn it. I don't know. I kind of was shocked that he was taking him out. Well, Duran, I mean, somebody was talking about putting him in for 6 outs. So, first time this year he's getting 4 outs, or at least trying to get 4 outs. We'll see. All right, so first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Mets. And Edwin Diaz coming in the game with 2 outs. Wait, oh boy. All right, let's see.
Palacios, 2 for 6 in this series. The Brooklyn native takes a fastball away for ball 1. He has hit his first batter yesterday, O'Neill Cruz. All fastballs to the first 2 hitters, and then threw sliders to Andrew McCutcheon and got him to into a double play. And that fastball is away, and now it's 2-0 to Palacios. Nick Gonzalez would be next. So the lefties have given Diaz some trouble this year. Now 3-0 as he misses with the slider. Walk will fill the bases.
You can't walk this guy. He had 3 at-bats. Not good.
1-0 lead with 2 men on. 3-0 coming. It's outside, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to the pinch hitter Palacios. Loads the bases with 2 out. Fourth walk for bad pitchers today. So Nick Gonzalez will get the primetime opportunity.
All right, bases loaded, 2 outs, 1-0 Mets. Diaz put into the ball game with 2 outs in the eighth. And just walked the first batter he faced 4 pitches.
He hits one on the ground. Nick Gonzalez finds the hole on the first pitch of the at-bat, drives on the time and go-ahead runs, and it's 2-1 Pittsburgh.
Well, now everybody's gonna kill the move, right? That's a bad pitch.
McCutcheon with 2 outs gets a good jump.
Wow.
Save for Diaz. 2-1 Pittsburgh. Waldis Chapman up in the Pirates bullpen, ready for a save chance. And a fastball strike to keep Brian Hayes.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like it either. Wasn't 100% didn't like it, but
responsible for those 2 runs. Diaz came in, walked his first batter Palacios on 4 pitches, and his first pitch to Gonzalez. Slider that was hit through the hole to drive in 2. And now Hayes drives from the center field. On comes Bader. He dives to make the catch. Harrison Bader took it away.
Damn it, man. All right. Well, top of the 9th. Mets got to come back here. Well, look, mentality or not, you got to get the job done, right? Nobody really liked the move. So nobody liked the move, but you still got to get it done. Yeah. I said I was playing the middle. I don't necessarily didn't like it, but explosive. We talked about the offense already. You need more runs here, but still. Well, again, what if he comes up with a good reason? I don't know where the good reason is, but so. But Diaz got to come through too. I'm sorry. You gotta blame Diaz too. He came in, he didn't get the job done. He gave up. He walked in a hit. He walked the batter that's 0 for 3, and has no RBIs and no home runs. The committee, I have no idea. I'm just saying he'll give a reason. I don't know if he's gonna like it. He'll probably say, "Well, I'm putting my closer in the ball game," and that's not a good excuse, but he would say that probably. Yeah, I agree. Again, but if Diaz got the job done, we all look stupid, right? So he didn't get the job done. The fact of the matter is, we always talk about Mendoza, but the pitcher also got to get it done, right? You got to get it done. Sorry, Diaz. Don't walk the first batter and give up the first pitch hit to a hitter. That's it. You can blame the manager for the situation, but the pitcher still got to get it done, right? Well, I'm sorry, but we're talking about a guy who's been in baseball a long time. Now, again, I wasn't necessarily. Yeah, okay, but again, it wouldn't have been a bad move if it didn't work out, right? If it worked out, everybody would look stupid, right? He trusted his closer. It didn't come through, right? Diaz didn't get it done, right? We forget to not blame the player too. We blame the manager all the time, but we got to blame the player for not getting it done. All right, so Aroldis Chapman is coming into the game to save it for the Pirates. See if the Mets can come back in this ball game and win it.
He's not the same pitcher.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think New Year should have left the game.
Sinkers and sliders in addition to that 100-mile-plus fastball. Francisco Alvarez, first man to face him in the ninth. Takes a slider for a strike, 0-1. So he doubled to right center his last time up in the seventh against Carmen Majinski. Dalton Holderman gave up the run in the eighth, but he's now pitcher of record on the long side. On the outside corner, a strike. Sliders from Chapman, and 2-2.
Boy, both down in the strike zone.
Chapman, the fill-in closer these days, with all-star David Bednar on the injured list. Those two coming. It's upstairs at 102 miles an hour. He can still bring it. And has 324 major league saves, including 3 this year. Harrison Bader, the on-deck batter.
Well, Hector, I agree with you on that point, right? Just don't blame Mendoza for the move. The pitcher who's in the ballgame is your closer. Get it done. Right? Now we're not going to blame Diaz for not actually performing. You got to blame the player as well. You want to blame Mendoza? I agree with you. But also blame Diaz for giving it up.
Kenley Jansen.
Foul ball.
The at-bat continues. Oh, boy. That's a break there. Like Rendon. Right in the middle of the mitt.
Hector, I'm not saying it's not a bad move. But Diaz has also got to get it done. Why is nobody saying that?
So another chance for Alvarez with the count 1-2. And he watches the splitter blown away, and it's 2-2.
So we're going to give Diaz the benefit of the doubt. Now we don't blame players anymore. It's silly. Blame Mendoza and the players.
Scoreless game until the 8th. Nimmo's RBI.
How about picking up your manager for making a bad move? So you're not holding Diaz accountable now. You're blaming Mendoza for everything. He's not throwing the ball.
2-2 to Alvarez.
That's 4-3. Good eye. No, Hector, I don't be silly. Everybody's blaming the manager, which is very understandable. If Diaz came in the ball game, get it done.
The rest of this season, the ability to lay off those.
You can blame Mendoza. Pitcher still got to get it done.
Become a really good 2-strike hitter. Now it's 3-2.
All right.
And he walked up.
All right, Francisco, great eye, baby, great eye. Let's talk about winning the ball game now. Can't change the 8th inning.
First, and
Ben Gamel coming in for Francisco Alvarez. The pinch run.
After Alvarez almost struck out, Rondal unable to hold his.
All right, Harrison.
He laid
clutch
off
Bader,
just
clutch
out
Bader.
of the strike zone to draw the walk, and now Harrison Bader will try and make something of it. Bader had a double and a sacrifice fly last night, was out of the starting lineup today because his neck was still acting up, but well enough to come in late for defense, and now getting a turn at bat.
Good eye. We all know Chapman can be wild. Got to be smart at the plate.
Ball. Yep, 1-1. Bader has a hit, his only career at bat against Chapman. Hayes right on the line at third, right near the bag. It's foul back.
Hang it.
1 ball, 1 strike.
No, I'm saying you should blame the player as well, not just the manager.
Yeah,
I'm not. You're not blaming the fucking player. That's the point. Diaz blew it. Very simple. Sorry. I don't care if he would have left Nunez in there, because I guarantee you, if they left Nunez in there and he gave up the run, everybody would blame not blaming Diaz in there. Guaranteed. It's fine. Hector can be right, but you also can be also wrong. I'm wrong because I'm blaming Diaz, not also Mendoza.
opposing base stealers have stolen 9 bases against Chapman this year, but he's also picked
Ah,
4
good. So we blew it.
runners
Okay,
off
so good.
this year.
So we're gonna
It's
blame Mendoza for
long
everything
going
now,
home
and then blame
because
Diaz
big
after the
leg kick.
fact. Very silly.
If you guess right, you can get the stolen base. And that slider runs inside. Now it's 3-1 to Bader. So after walking the leadoff hitter, Chapman's put himself
All right,
in a
Hector.
tough
Then that's all I
spot.
needed to hear.
Vientos
That's it.
in the on-deck circle.
We won on Beta.
3-1 coming to Bader. He pops one foul back and out of play.
No, I'm not being idiot. It's just that blaming Mendoza, which a lot of people agree that he shouldn't have brought him in. 100%. But Diaz blew the game. So now we gotta blame Mendoza. So if Diaz would have done the job, Mendoza would look like a genius, and we would look like idiots.
Not going, and the throw over. So now that's 2 throws over by Chapman. So that changes the
Should
equation
Gamma
on
run
when
here?
Gamma runs.
Should we get him in scoring
That's an
position,
awful
3-2,
big
or
risk.
should we let him stay?
You're down a run. I wouldn't run.
Chapman still strikes people out, just not at the rate he used to. 3-2 coming to Bader, not going, and it's foul back.
Go ahead.
Fastball. There was a time in his career where his strikeouts per 9 were up over 17.
Yeah, he was. He was electric.
Still at 14.6 this year, which is a lot of strikeouts. So it's a big gamble if you run. Another 3-2 coming to Bader. Harrison lets one into center field for a base hit. Gamble takes the turn at second and stops there.
All right, Ben. There you go. Come on.
The first 2 men on in the 9th. Another big lead inning.
We all know Chapman's going to blow it.
Stayed right with it. Chapman at 3-2 didn't want to walk.
Good at bat. Once again by Bader.
Right there. Right on that fastball.
All right, guys. Come on. Let's pick up Diaz here.
A chance for
on Mendoza.
With the tying run at second and the potential go-ahead run at first.
Come on, Mark.
Is 1 for 3 today at a base hit in the 3rd. Since then, he struck out and grounded out.
Luis Torrens on deck circle.
The first pitch slider backdoors for a strike.
Pitch hitting for McNeil. I love it.
Luis Torrens is out on deck to bat for Jeff McNeil to give the Mets a right-handed bat against Chapman. Gamble at second, Bader at first. And Vientos fouls off a slider, and it's 0-2.
All right, Mark, come on.
Vientos facing Chapman for the first time.
It's not a great slider that Chapman
God, these
throws.
games suck.
Has a little bit, tiny break. But, you're so much expecting that fastball.
Outside corner of this. 2. Good eye outside.
The umpire is really squeezing the plate on Chapman there. He's been calling a lot of those pitches.
In his only at bat against Chapman.
Oh, Mark, base it.
Ren's on deck to pinch it. 1-2 coming to Vientos.
Yes,
Laid
yes,
off
get
another
out.
slider, and it's 2-2. Ren's ready to bat for McNeil. Iglesias behind him. And still have Tyrone Taylor left in the dugout as well. 2-2 coming. And he lays off a high one. It's 3-2.
Okay.
So after Chapman got ahead on Vientos 0-2,
All right, Mark, come on.
Vientos able to work it to a full count, much the way Alvarez did earlier in the inning.
Can't get his secondary pitches over. That was a fastball.
Twenty pitches deep in this inning and still looking for his first out. Chapman dealing 3-2. First to look back at second as Gamble goes diving back in. Three and 2 to Mark Vientos. He takes the backdoor for strike 3 call. Terrific pitch by Chapman for the first out.
Right there, Gare, outside corner, knee
Yeah,
high.
you got to protect the
Pitcher's
plate there.
pitch.
Good at bat to get back to 3-2, but
One
damn.
out.
I mean,
Now
I
Luis
think you could be
Torrens,
expecting
who
a
had big
fastball
hit
from
with the Mets
Chapman, but you got to
yesterday,
protect the plate there.
a
At
three-run
least try to foul it
double
off.
will be the pinch hitter batting for McNeil.
All right, Luis Torrens is pitch
With the
hitting
tying
for
go-ahead runs on base and
Jeff
one out.
McNeil. 2-1,
Two
Pittsburgh,
spark
top of the
plug
ninth,
hitters,
one out, first and
line
second for the
drive,
Mets.
tough strikeout hitters, back to back, and Torrens and Iglesias.
Torrens had a 3-hit day yesterday to raise his average to 317.
These are the kind of pinch hitters you want late when a single is all you need.
Those pitches that Chapman has thrown in the game this year is 27. He's already thrown 21 of this. Walked Alvarez. Gallo ran for him. Bader got the base hit on a 3-2 pitch. Great pitch to strike out Vientos. And now here's Torrens. And he takes a fastball for a strike. 0-1. Steele went 0 for 3 today and struck out twice.
I question that 100-mile-an-hour gun. He's not throwing as hard as he used to.
The time when he threw 105.
Back door.
It's on the corner. So 53 to Vientos to strike him out. And now it's 0-2 to Torrens.
He's been ahead of everybody in this inning, and only been able to close the door on Vientos.
Went through a 3-2 count on each of his first 3 hitters. Now he's ahead on Torrens 0-2. Iglesias on deck. And Torrens takes strike 3 for looking. Back-to-back strikeout for Chapman.
Oh, Lord. Wow.
Fastball right down the pipe.
God damn.
So it's left to Jose Iglesias. 2 on, 2 out.
That was not the at-bat I was expecting for Torrens.
Let's not forget Iglesias. Runners in scoring position.
Iglesias 1 for 3 today. He takes a splitter low and away for ball 1.
8 for 17 with runners in scoring position.
A single to center field against Holderman in the 8th. Then was caught stealing. Hit 2 balls hard today. Yamal at second. Bader at first with 2 out. Fouls back the fastball. Down to a knee.
Just missed that pitch down the middle.
The outfield here defensively is Sawinski way on the right field line. Pretty much straight up center and left. Big gap in right center.
1-1 to Iglesias. He fouls back the fastball. The Mets are down to their final strike. Iglesias could keep it going. Francisco Lindor. 1-2 come. Well outside. 2-2 to Iglesias. Iglesias 0 for 1 in his career against Chapman. Yamal the tying run at second. Bader at first. 2 out, 2 on, 2-2 to Iglesias. Piece of the fastball to stay in the at-bat.
See, that's why you start swinging with 2 strikes, staying alive.
Chapman's got that fastball that runs away to the right-hand hitter. I haven't seen him try to pop one inside.
Yeah, really doing it.
And the 2-2. In the dirt, and to third goes Gamble. Short, wild pitch.
All right, so this wild pitch comes into play here. He's on third base.
Moves to third.
Really a good block right there.
All right, puts a wild pitch in
matter of the inning for Chapman.
in play here with him on third.
Full count. He's already thrown a season-high 30 pitches. Francisco Lindor is on deck. Bader will be running from first. Gamble the tying run at third. 3-2 to Iglesias. He lets one foul on a 102-mile-an-hour fastball. Chapman will have to do it again.
He's going to have to pop him inside, or he's going to be in trouble. Iglesias is really in up the middle mode right here. Tough strikeout. 8th pitch of the at bat to Iglesias.
Yeah.
And it's ball 4.
Ball 4. Come on.
And the bases
Come on,
are
Francisco.
loaded for Lindor. Well, the Mets have put together some great at bats against Chapman in this inning. Look at the reaction
That is
of Iglesias.
a
there.
nasty
He really
pitch not to
battled.
swing at, man. Woo.
He's such a competitor. So it comes down to Lindor.
You know, Daniel,
A double and a walk today.
I don't know,
He's
because
1 for 5
Chapman's been throwing that fastball first pitch down the middle.
Bases loaded, 2 out, top of the 9th. Mets down by a run, and Lindor asks for time. Before
I don't know.
Chapman
If you look at the first
pitch,
couple of the last couple of batters, he's throwing that fastball down the middle first pitch. So that might be the best pitch at the bat. But yeah, you want him to take a pitch here since he walked him.
At third, Bader the go-ahead run at second. Iglesias at first with 2 down. And Lindor takes fastball low and in for ball 1. First time in the inning that Chapman has not been able to throw a first pitch strike. Must be running on fumes now, about to throw his 34th pitch of the inning. And Lindor takes the backdoor slider for a strike.
All right, that was an outside slider there.
That's it. That has been kind of his bailout.
All right, he got that strike down. Come on.
Vientos on for his first out. That's 1-1 to Lindor. Francisco
Yes.
put in a left field for a base hit.
Come on, run. Yes.
He will score.
Woo!
Francisco
That's clutch, baby. Let's go. Yeah, that's my $341 million man. That's why you trade for that guy. Let's go. Yes. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Down to their final out. And they jump back in front on the 9th. Slider. Tried to get a slider in.
That's what I'm talking about. Talk about Lindor again. Waste your time.
For Francisco.
Let's go.
That's big time.
RBIs number 44 and 45. Bader scoring easily.
Come on, Brandon. Get some more runs, baby.
Try and tack on. And Brandon almost got hit by a first pitch fastball.
All day, Hector. All day.
In the first run of this game in the 8th.
All day. I'm sick of the Lindor haters.
Before the Pirates.
Yo, shut up now. I tell you that much.
Took the lead in the bottom of the 8th.
Not you, Hector. I'm not talking about you.
And it's inside
Yeah, Chapman's done. Chapman's done.
Can Diaz right the ship?
No, Hector, it's not corny. It's facts.
After giving up a walk and 2
All the bullshit we heard of Lindor.
2-0 to Nimmo. With 2 on and 2 out.
Come on, Nimmo.
And Brandon takes up and in. Now it's ball 3.
Chapman's so done. Oh my God.
Up behind.
I don't know if Nicholas is going to be ready to come in right away. He just started throwing, I believe.
Far his highest pitch count of the year. This will be his 39th pitch of the inning. 3-0 to Nimmo. And he takes a strike.
Come on.
Martinez would be next.
Well, the bench very much part of this come from behind here. Bader with a big hit.
Iglesias at second, Lindor at first, and a walk to Nimmo.
All right. Come on, JD, baby. Let's go.
Pitches in the inning for Chapman, and that's going to be all he throws.
Hector, I 100% agree with that. All right. So Chapman's coming out of the ball game. We tippy cap the Chapman. Does what he does best. Give back a game. So, and Hector's right, and absolutely. He needs to get off to a better start. I don't know why he never does, but he does. Absolutely. I mean, imagine the year he would have if he actually started off good. I mean, he's too good of a player to have shitty start. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But the majority of the Mets offense sucked all year. But yeah, I agree. So, all right, the Mets took the lead with a Francisco Lindor 2-out, 2 RBI single, 3-2 Mets. Mets got the bases loaded. Nimmo just walked. Chapman is out of the game now. JD Martinez, who's been struggling a little bit, which, you know, he's been hotter than hot for a month. It's about time he was going to cool off. But JD Martinez, let's get some insurance runs. Easy. Let's not talk about Diaz just yet. Let's get some more runs regardless. All right, guys. So, well, this is a fun game. Questionable calls. Not pitch hitting DJ Stewart for DJ Stewart. Pitch hitting for McNeil, and Torrens takes 3 pitches down the middle. Then Lindor comes through. Iglesias with a big walk. Lindor comes through. And let's not forget about that Iglesias walk, right? That was a huge walk, right? You get one of the better hitters in your lineup up, turning that lineup over. So that was a big walk by him too. Harrison Beta coming through after not starting today. But let's get the run. Let's get more runs, right? We all want more runs. Yeah, well, Daniel, breakout is kind of a stretch. Yeah, for that 0 for 13, yes. But he was the Mets' best hitter for like 3 weeks when nobody else was hitting. But let's see what he can do. All right, guys, base loaded, 2 outs, 3-2 Mets, bottom, excuse me.
Very similar.
Top of the ninth, excuse me.
Set up Lindor. Hold the battle. With the big hit to give the Mets the lead. Now,
all right, come on, JD, base hit.
Trying to increase the lead before Diaz goes back to the mound. Diaz hasn't thrown a pitch in almost 25 minutes. And Martinez takes the first slider out of the strike zone. So Nicholas in a spot where he absolutely has to throw strikes.
This is a situation where I'm not swinging the bat until he throws his first strike.
And now it's
Jesus!
Generous ball from Nick.
Come on!
Very generous ball.
Well, he got the strike, even though it wasn't a strike.
Pitches. It's the third
all right, come on,
Jaden,
let's go.
In the game, the most since 2015. They have more on him. 2-1 now to Martinez, who's the 8th man up in the inning. Pete Alonso would be next. And there's Adam Ottavino. I would be really tempted to go to Ottavino after the length of time that Diaz has had to sit. See what Carlos Mendoza decides to do. Big hit here would change everything.
Oh,
good backed up.
That ball just stayed there, didn't move.
Is now 2-2.
Now he could have Ottavino up just in case Diaz gets in trouble because you don't want him to throw too many pitches.
Hard in the 8th inning. He's sat for quite some time. 2-2. Fouled away into the netting. This was a scoreless game for the first 7 innings. Mets broke the ice in the 8th. Pirates took the lead at the bottom of the 8th, and the Mets regained it at the top of the 9th. Iglesias at third, Lindor at second, Nimmo at first with 2 down. And there's ball 3, blocked by Grandal to prevent a wild pitch.
That's a pitch I don't think Nicholas wanted to throw. Read the body language. He had no confidence in throwing a slider for a strike.
Now the merry-go-round will be in motion. Iglesias, Lindor, and Nimmo will all be running. Martinez trying to snap an 0 for 12 stretch. He walked his last time up. 3-2 coming. And JD hits it on the ground right at the shortstop Cruz.
No.
And he makes the running toss on target to other. But the Mets grab the lead on.
All right, Diaz is grabbing his glove and his hat. Looking like Diaz is coming in. Yeah, definitely Lindor, excuse me. Ottavino's warming up just in case Diaz gets in some trouble because you don't want him throwing 30-something pitches like Chapman. So Ottavino's just just in case things get out of hand. It was close. It looked like it was low in his zone. It could have been a strike. But all right, guys, bottom of the 9th. Lindor comes through with the clutch 2-out RBI. 2 RBI. 9th inning to give the Mets the 3-2 lead, and now Diaz is coming back after sitting down for about 20 minutes. He's been down there sitting down for a while, so don't come back to Diaz. Well, it's kind of a tough spot, right? The Mendoza decision in 2 outs in the 8th to bring Diaz in. It's a tough spot for Diaz right now because of the Mendoza decision. Probably. Yeah, Banks, probably. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Well, yeah, heck, absolutely. Like that Vientos pitch, it started in the left-handed batter's box and it came on the outside corner. But you got to try to at least foul it off, right? We all agreed that he should have tried to, it's a better, you got to be a 2-strike hitter at that point. He wasn't, so, but isn't that baseball nowadays? Everybody nobody has 2-strike approaches anymore. It's very limited a number of players. And I never understood that. Like, don't you want to still be in the at-bat? Even if it's a pitch you don't like, just foul it off. Get back into the plate. You have another opportunity. Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah. And look, he had a sit for 20 minutes, Cohen said. So, yeah. Well, Yeet, if Diaz doesn't throw strikes, you can't have him throw 30 pitches like Chapman and keep him in there. All right, here we go. O'Neill comes up.
Struck out against Ray Garrett and takes first pitch.
All right, come on.
Strike. But Diaz charged with a blown save after giving up the 2-run hit to Nick Gonzalez in the bottom of the 8th. Now it's a chance to be the winning pitcher. And this is with the slider to Cruz, a ball and a strike. Rowdy Tellez on deck, and then Jack Sawinski. Diaz did not look sharp in the 8th inning, working back-to-back days. He throws the fastball up and away at just 96, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, he rushed that one. Really rushed his arm speed.
All right.
That ball in on Cruz with the slider, and it's 2-2. The problem we have in bringing Ottavino in this inning is that he struggles against the lefties. The first 3 hitters in the inning were all right. Shelton has used his entire bench. Two to Cruz.
Got him. Yeah, nice slider in the outside corner, baby. 1 out.
And Diaz has the first down in the bottom of the 9th.
That was exactly how Chapman was throwing that slider on the other side of the plate. That was a backdoor slider.
Didn't have to flip the glove. It was a strike. Rowdy Tellez.
That's a
He
strike.
takes a slider for a strike. Tellez grounded into a double play against Garrett in the 7th. He's had 3 career at-bats against Diaz. All have ended in strikeouts. And Tellez fouls off the fastball. That one up to 99.
Right.
Diaz ahead of the count 0-2.
Yeah, easy, exactly. That's the only thing Tellez can hit against Diaz is that hanging slider.
Last couple of innings.
Blow the fastball by him. He's got a long swing.
0-2 coming to Tellez. On the ground, Iglesias
in
front
go.
of it.
He threw the slider. But he threw it very low.
Long break.
All right, 2 outs. One more, baby. Come on.
Back down, gets the first 2 hitters. The Pirates are down to their final out.
All right, Sawinski.
That's down to their last down at the top of the 9th.
Dangerous. Stop Powell.
Now Diaz trying to seal the deal against Jack Sawinski, who led off the
Don't hang a breaking ball to this guy either.
Daniel Nunez as a pinch hitter. And Sawinski takes a slider low and in for ball 1.
Yeah, he's a pesky hitter.
Sawinski keeps it going. Michael Taylor, right-hand batter, would be next. And Sawinski takes a strike on the inside edge.
I'll take it.
1-1.
1-1.
Diaz trying to seal the deal in the 9th after letting it get away in the 8th. 1-1.
Nice. Another backdoor slider. Come on.
Down to their final strike.
1 more.
1-2 to Sawinski. A little bit low with the slider.
Get a little quick with that. Try to do a quick pitch there with the slider.
Sawinski, 8 home runs for the year. He has 1 strike away. This is
tried the backdoor slider again.
3-2.
Not a bad pitch to try. All right, what do you do here? You go for another slider, backdoor, or you try to blow him away with the fastball? What is he going to do?
3-2 coming from Diaz to Sawinski. Round ball
Yes.
right side. Iglesias comes
Get it there. Put it in the books, baby. And the Mets win in comeback fashion. After Diaz comes in, gives up a couple of runs to give up the lead, but the Mets prevail 3-2 in the top of the ninth. Francisco Lindor, 2 out, 2 RBI single to give the Mets a 3-2 lead. And Diaz comes back, gets the job done after blowing a save in the 8th, and the Mets win. Now we have a chance tomorrow on Monday for Game 4 to win the series and win 3 out of 4 and 5-3 home road trip. Sounds a hell of a lot better than 4-4, doesn't it? But we do got that opportunity tomorrow. Again, questionable calls, questionable takes from pitches, but yeah, Mendoza looks smart now, baby. I'm sorry. I'm just fucking with you guys. Lindor and Nimmo, come on. Thank you, Easy. I was just about to say that. Lindor and Nimmo, obviously the players of both of them players of the game. Can't choose one. Both of them badass. Nimmo with the huge hit. Lindor with the huge hit. 3-2 Mets. No Ottavino for anybody to have to deal with that. We got the job done. Diaz, look. Diaz was pissed. You see it in that inning. He was pissed once again. Whew. All right, deep breath, guys. Deep breath. The Mets are back to 500 once again. And tomorrow they look to get a game over 500, win 3 out of 4 against the Pirates, and come back home 5-3 on the road trip. That is exactly what you need to do on the road. 500 or better. Obviously, a little disappointing after taking the first 2 against Washington, but you can't change it, right? All you got to do is win going forward. Yeah, explosive. It would have been a bad loss. Bad loss. But our big boys came through late in the game. Diaz got back into it, right? He blew it in the 8th, but came right back and held it down in the 9th. Obviously, he doesn't get the save because he blew the save in the 8th. But Diaz got the job done in the 9th, kept the 1-run lead, ball game over, put it in the books. And now we can talk about Shomania real quick, right? Solid 6 innings. I know a lot of people wanted him to stay in the 7th, but that last batter kind of worried me a little bit because his arm was dragging a little bit. You don't want to overextend him like that. I know people are going crazy, not 100 pitches, but it was the right move, right? It was the right move. You put in Reed Garrett. He got the job done in the 7th. Nunez was doing the job. Mendoza took him out for whatever reason with 2 outs in the 8th. But it worked out at the end. Decisions were made. At the end, you got the W. That's really all that matters. And we'll come tomorrow. Christian Scott is on the mound. He pitched well until he gave up that home run his last start. That kind of got the Nationals back into the ball game. And we knew what happened after that. But let's see if he bounces back. He was pitching so well until that home run. We all got faith in Christian Scott. Get the job done. Beat this Pirates team. 5-3 home or road trip. That's what we want. And get our asses back home to New York and play some home games. And then finish up the stretch before the All-Star break. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys spending 3+ hours on this watch party. It's always a fun time with you guys. Agree to disagree. Doesn't matter. The whole point is for us to conversate during the games, and that's the whole point. With that said, have a great day. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Let's go Mets. We're back to 500. Now we play to get back over 500 tomorrow, guys. All you guys, love you. Let's go Mets. I'll see you tomorrow. Great game, guys. Big win for our New York Mets. Back to 500. See you next time, guys. Have a great night. LFGM.